Limited. We broadcast from our studios at 14 Ocean Boulevard in the Digicel Center, downtown Kingston, Jamaica, transmitting on the FM 90 band, 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne, serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary and St. Thomas, 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew and parts of St. Thomas, and 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM, also broadcast on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live and on Flow at channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock. From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning. A very good morning to you. I'm Tawna Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Friday, August 14, 2026. 10 individuals who were arrested in relation to the massive cocaine seizure at the Kingston Freeport Terminal are out on bail. The Jamaica Customs Agency says last week's joint operation, which resulted in the seizure of more than 2 tons of cocaine, is its largest drug bust since the start of the year. Man arrested at the Sangster International Airport in connection with Sunday's brutal assault on 2 teenage brothers at the Zimisa Beach party have been charged. In international news this morning, unprecedented rain in Japan kills 8 people. In sports, Jamaica will continue their campaign in the Cricket West Indies Rising Star Women's Under-19 T20 tournament on Friday. And in business, U.S. says dozens of countries help China dodge Trump's tariffs. The details after the break.
Cheryl, I can't believe it's back to school time again. I need so many things and I don't even know where to start.
Lisa, why are you stressing yourself out? Get to Azan Super Center.
Azans? For back to school?
Yes, girl. I took my time. I went to Azan's and I got everything I was looking for. Stationery, laptop, thumb drives, backpack, lunch bag, water bottle, food containers, glue, art supplies, uniform, pen, pencil, folder.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. 10 individuals who were arrested in relation to the massive cocaine seizure at the Kingston Freeport Terminal last week are out on bail. The update was provided by Director of the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, FNID, Superintendent Patray Rowe. He was speaking with Said Bernard on Nationwide at 5 on Thursday.
2 more persons were arrested, and we continue to pursue others. We have developed additional lines of inquiry that will lead to other arrests. As I said before, the main operation took place last week, Friday, and we believe that we will be in a position to make more arrests as the days progress.
So in total now you have 10 persons in custody in relation to these seizures?
Yes, we arrested 10 persons. The persons that we have arrested so far are on bail, as is their right. And we continue to pursue this case and other lines of inquiry against those persons and persons who are yet to arrest.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, says it seized approximately 1 billion Jamaican dollars worth of cocaine between August 5 and 7. It's equivalent of over $6 million US. The operation involved FNID and the Jamaica Customs Agency, with support from the JCF's Specialized Operations Branch. 8 persons were detained in the initial stages of the investigation. The police say those arrested are linked to what they believe is a drug smuggling syndicate operating out of the port. Superintendent Rowe notes that the smugglers stood to gain a significant profit if the illicit drug was not found.
The total amount that was seized over 3 days of operation was 2,067 kilograms of cocaine in Jamaica. The value of that is over 1 billion Jamaican dollars. But in our assessment, if this shipment was allowed to go overseas, criminals stand to profit over 21 billion Jamaican dollars based on the destination street value of this drug. And of course, that 1,671% profit based on the local value here.
Superintendent Petrero, Director of the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division. Meanwhile, Superintendent Rose says drug smugglers are no longer using extensive measures to conceal the substance while trafficking in and out of the country.
One of the observations that we have seen is that criminals really are not making much effort to conceal the drugs. They place them in shipping containers, they place them in suitcases, in hand luggages. What that suggests to us is that they have been given by insider colluders reasonable expectation that their drugs would be transshipped safely or taken safely to our port.
The FNID boss says the criminals are benefiting significantly from insider help at some of the country's institutions.
What we know is that criminals cannot operate without insider collusion, and therefore there is significant insider collusion within some of our trusted institutions within Jamaica. And our mandate at FNID is to arrest those persons who are disrupting legitimate flow of goods through legitimacy agency that was set up for legitimate commerce.
Superintendent Petrero, Director of the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division. Now, the Jamaica Customs Agency, JCA, says last week's joint operation, which resulted in the seizure of more than 2 tons of cocaine, is its largest drug bust since the start of the year. The operation, which began on August 5 and ended on August 7, involved customs and members of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces, Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, and Specialized Operations Branch. The authorities seized approximately 1,813 parcels of cocaine, weighing more than 2,000 kilograms. The cocaine was found in containers destined for Spain and Florida. The operation also resulted in the seizure of 256 pounds of ganja destined for Florida. The JCA estimates the local street value of the cocaine at $1.2 billion. The Customs Agency says the seizure demonstrates the value of enhanced technology, strengthened enforcement measures, and collaboration with local and international law enforcement partners. It says the use of advanced scanning technology, recently onboarded canines, improved staff capacity, and intelligence-driven operations has contributed to significant seizures in recent years. Now, since the start of 2026, the JCA says it has recorded 748 seizures involving various types of contraband. These include 140 ganja seizures totaling 220 kilograms, 56 cocaine seizures amounting to more than 2,281 kilograms, and 64 seizures involving munitions. The munitions seizures included 52 firearms and more than 6,000 rounds of assorted ammunition. The JCA also recorded 4 seizures of MDMA, commonly known as ecstasy, involving more than 7,300 pills. The agency says it remains committed to strengthening Jamaica's border protection capabilities through technology, intelligence, enforcement, and collaboration. The man arrested at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, in connection with Sunday's brutal assault of 2 teenage brothers at the Zimise Beach party has been charged. He is a 43-year-old Dave Taylor, a business operator who resides in New York City. Taylor has been charged with inflicting grievous bodily harm with intent and unlawful wounding. A court date has not yet been set. Taylor was arrested at the airport while waiting with his wife to board a flight to the United States. Meanwhile, a second man linked to the incident turned himself into the Runaway Bay police station on Thursday. He is expected to face an identification parade. Nationwide News previously confirmed that 2 other persons of interest in the brawl have left the island. Chief Executive Officer of the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, Garth Williams, told our news center on Thursday that the men were able to leave because of a timing issue. He says by the time the details of the men, including their full names and dates of birth, were provided to PICA agents, they had already left Jamaica for the U.S. The incident involved 2 brothers, aged 15 and 17, both from Kingston. They were injured during the altercation, which was captured on video and has since gone viral. Opposition leader Mark Golding is calling on the government to give an account for allegations that several men from Cooper's Pen in Trelawney were detained by police just hours before several homes in the community were demolished on Tuesday. 2 men from the community told Nationwide News on Thursday that they and several others were detained by the police just before several homes were bulldozed. One man says he learned that his house was among those destroyed while in police custody. Golding says the allegation raises serious concerns about human rights.
The circumstances in which this enforcement took place is very concerning. The idea that security forces would come in, arrest and detain first the young men in the community, carry them and lock them up in the jail in Falmouth. While they're in detention, the bulldozers and the enforcement agencies backed by the state come and destroy homes. And after all that work is finished is when they're released and none of them have been charged.
Yes, sir.
That really strikes, I would say, every well-thinking Jamaican as a very dangerous precedent and something which cannot be
Badness,
so we need to look at this whole situation very carefully and ensure that Jamaica moves forward in a better way. We can't have things like this happening now.
The opposition leader, who was addressing the media during a tour of the area on Thursday, also used the moment to again rubbish suggestions that he had anything to do with the demolition.
Some very devious and dishonest people have been saying things on social media suggesting that I or Peter Bunting or Proven, a company which we founded back in 2010, has some interest in this land. We have no interest in this land. We have nothing to do with this land. First time I'm coming here is today, and I hope to help you to have your rights protected, as I've said already. So don't listen to these mischievous liars who are using social media to try and destabilize people's minds and cause them to have the wrong impression of what is reality.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. Golding founded Proven Investments alongside fellow PNP member Peter Bunting in 2010. He stepped away from his managerial and board roles upon entering public office in 2012. The Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement, JABEM, says Jamaica's existing Beach Control Act does not guarantee citizens an unconditional right to use the country's coastline. The group is now calling for the law to be repealed and replaced, while also challenging the government to explain conflicting figures being presented on public beach access. Mahira Stewart reports.
The Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement, JABEM, says the Beach Control Act of 1956 offers no protected rights for Jamaicans to use the shore or waters. It says this means any access Jamaicans currently have is essentially by permission and can be withdrawn. JABEM is also taking issue with figures cited by Environment Minister Matthew Samuda and Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. According to JABEM, Minister Samuda has cited 21% of Jamaica's coastline as accessible, while Minister Bartlett has referenced 70 public beaches. However, those figures cannot be properly compared as they are currently presented, since one figure is a percentage of coastline, while the other is simply the number of beaches. The group is therefore demanding that both ministers release the raw data and methodology behind those figures. The movement is also pointing to what it describes as an increase in beach licensing. JABEM says information obtained through an access to information request shows that 366 beach licenses were granted in 2024. That compares with 295 licenses in 2022, which is a 24% increase. The group says the increase represents continued dispossession of Jamaicans from the coastline. JABEM is also criticizing the proposed Beach Access and Management Policy 2026, arguing that it could facilitate further privatization and leave Jamaicans accessing beaches only by permission. The movement notes it is currently involved in 5 court cases concerning beach access, including Maumee Bay, Little Duns River, Blue Lagoon, Bob Marley Beach, and Providence Beach. It says the government is on the opposing side in 4 of those cases. JABEM is therefore calling for the immediate withdrawal of the proposed policy and the repeal and replacement of the Beach Control Act. It says it will continue its campaign through the courts until beach access is a legal right. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Converting talent, ideas, and potential into consistent action is the blueprint Jamaica must follow if the country is to secure sustainable success. This, according to State Minister for Industry, Investment and Commerce, Delana C. Wright. He was speaking at Tuesday's launch of Global Humanity Networks Beyond the Backpack program at the University of the West Indies, Mona.
We do not suffer from a shortage of talented people. We know that. We certainly do not suffer from a shortage of ideas. You just have to listen to the radio talk shows. I mean, it's full of them. What we sometimes struggle with is converting that talent, those ideas and that potential into consistent action and sustained results. And that applies to the individual, it applies to businesses, it applies to the country. And there's a old Jamaican saying, one poke a full basket. Right? We normally use it to talk about saving and patience and persistence, but think about it. It is a philosophy of personal development.
Steve Wright says the government is working to strengthen educational access, literacy, parental involvement, and school attendance. He pointed to the policy that children should not be excluded from school because their families are unable to pay school fees. Steve Wright says the objective is to move beyond access and focus on developing young minds for the future.
We have made progress in getting our children through the primary schools and so on, but being in school is not the same thing as learning well. And learning well is not the same thing as being fully prepared for the world beyond school. So our challenge is not simply access. It is outcomes. It is what our young people actually know, what they can do, how they think, how they respond to difficulties, whether they have confidence, whether they can solve problems, whether they are ready to seize opportunity when it comes. That is why initiatives like Beyond the Backpack matter. It's not mere through today and give them a help. Development increases their capacity to handle tomorrow.
Delana C. Wright, State Minister for Industry, Investment and Commerce. And that's it for the local segments of the news. Up next, regional and international.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:17.
Hey, turn up to 25. Turn up to 25. Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation all inclusive flex? Yeah. I touch a million cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news, there are fresh calls in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for buggery laws to be repealed. This following the leak of a video featuring a young police officer in a compromising position with another man. The incident reportedly took place in a private residence and was filmed through a window. Callers to a radio broadcast argue that the current legal framework is hypocritical. Critics say while buggery remains a crime on the books, it's no longer relevant in a modern society. Some argue it should be struck from the law. In international, at least 8 people have died as record rainfall pummeled eastern Japan and left thousands stranded at Tokyo's Narita airport. The rains, which authorities have described as unprecedented, cut power to more than 20,000 households in Chiba Prefecture. Local authorities issued a level 5 emergency warning, its highest alert, on Thursday. This was downgraded to a level 4 by Friday morning, but they continue to warn of landslides and flooding risks. The deluge comes after a series of storms swept through Japan and neighboring countries this week in what meteorologists forecast to be an unusually active typhoon season. Japan's Met Agency says the rains are expected to last through late on Friday. And that's it for regional and international news. Up next, sports.
Looking for a gym that's got it all? Welcome to Express Fitness, where fitness meets convenience. With 24/7 access, you can work out whenever it suits you. And with island-wide locations, we're always close by anywhere and anytime. Love classes? We've got them. From aerobics to dance to spin, you name it, we've got it. Our certified trainers are here to take you on a journey. Call us at 888-FITNESS or visit our website at expressfitnessja.com. Express Fitness, your goal or mission.
Fresh box shoes bring back the days of full-time fun at Sun and Blazer. Take a long sip, bust a big smile. Play with your friends, chill for a while. The simple thing that make life nice. Fresh box juice when they cool like ice. Enjoy the things you love the best. Treasure the memories, keep them fresh box juice. Yeah. Fresh box juice. Keep your memories fresh, yeah.
The following safety tip is brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace. Avoid leaving valuables on car seats or other areas where they are visible from outside, as this can attract unwanted attention. Stay alert, stay vigilant. The preceding safety tip was brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace.
The Urban Development Corporation invites you to enjoy your Jamaica at the first staging of Bonfire Saturdays this Saturday, August 15. It's Island Vibes at Otrius Bay Beach from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Musical juggling by DJ Lollipop alongside DJ Speckle. Admission $1,000 pre-sold, $1,200 at the gate. Get your tickets today at UDC's head office downtown Kingston, Otrius Bay Beach in St. Anne, or on Instagram at UDC Jamaica. Must be 18 years or older to drink. ID required. Drink responsibly. It's Bonfire Saturdays, August 15, Otrius Bay Beach. Be there.
Time now for your morning sports. The Jamaica Kingsmen are yet to win a game in this season's Caribbean Premier League T20 competition. They lost by 6 wickets to the Guyana Amazon Warriors at Sabina Park on Thursday night. It was their 3rd defeat from as many matches in their debut season. Opener Risa Hendricks was lone bright spark with the bat, slamming 40 from 32 balls as the Kingsmen were bowled out for 117 in 19.4 overs. Mohamed Nabi bagged 4 for 22, while Imran Tahir and Shamar Joseph claimed 2 each. The Amazon Warriors replied with 118 for 4 in 14.1 overs, thanks to an unbeaten 56 from Shea Hope and 28 from Glenn Phillips. Andre Russell picked up 2 for 12. The Kingsmen will play again on Saturday when they face defending champions, the Trinbago Knight Riders, at Sabina Park, starting at 7 p.m. Jamaica will continue their campaign in the Cricket West Indies Rising Stars Women's Under-19 T20 tournament on Friday when they take on the Windward Islands at Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua. The Jamaicans have won 2 and lost 2 of their 4 games so far, with the victories coming against Guyana and the Leeward Islands, and are currently tied for 3rd in the standings with the Windwards on 4 points each. Trinidad and Tobago heads into the final round at the top of the standings on 8 points, 1 more than second-place Barbados, with whom they clash on Friday to decide the table toppers. The Leeward Islands and Guyana will square off in the day's other game. Now, two-time 50-over World Cup winning captain Clive Lloyd says one of the many problems plaguing Caribbean cricket is the lack of quality pitches compared to others worldwide. Lloyd captained the West Indies during their golden era, which also saw the team go unbeaten in 27 straight test matches. Lloyd also remarked that financial constraints are also holding the team back drastically.
We have groundsmen, but in England and the other places, they have curators. I just borrowed 12 million from the ICC. There's nobody else doing that. Bangladesh don't do that, and they just indicate. Why should we, who play in 2 years' time, it's 100 years since we played Test cricket. Why should all those three countries get 180 million, and we're getting the same money as Afghanistan and Bangladesh, and to me, no.
Lloyd, the first West Indian captain to win 100 test caps, added that the idea of West Indies playing in a second-tier system would be the end of cricket in this part of the world.
They talk about a second-tier system. Second-tier system will destroy our cricket. We won't get back up again. What we need is a better system where we have enough money to provide all those facilities, where cricketers will have the best surfaces to play on, the officials, the umpires will be well paid, and to me, all those things are important.
Clive Lloyd. Finally, in your morning sports, fresh off her gold medal performance at the recently concluded Commonwealth Games, Dejanay Oakley says she's still getting accustomed to being a professional athlete. Oakley posted 50.21 seconds to win gold in the women's 400 meters final at the Commonwealth Games. The 22-year-old also produced one of the greatest anchor legs in Commonwealth Games history to take Jamaica to gold in the mixed 4x400 meters relay. She told Leighton Levy on the Mr. Analyst podcast that she's prepared to be patient in this transitional phase.
I've been telling everyone that, to be honest, feeling has not sank in yet because I still feel like I'm in college. Being professional, I don't think that's going to really settle in until next year when I realize I'm not going to the collegiate meets and stuff like that. So for right now, it still feels like I'm competing as a collegiate athlete.
The former Clarendon College standout was also impressive during her collegiate years at the University of Texas and University of Georgia. Oakley, who ran 48.79 seconds to smash the women's collegiate record during her stint with the Georgia Bulldogs, says she'll continue honing her craft under the guidance of coaches Carol Cooper and Kareem Street.
Yes, 110%. Coach Kareem and Coach Cap. They couldn't even get rid of me if they wanted to. We're hoping for better times going in, and we're just going to try and see how well my body, because this is going to be the first year. Hopefully it goes great, but transitioning fully from collegiate to pro, there's always some little nibbles and stuff that we have to work on. So hopefully it goes really well, and if it goes how we want it to, the stuff that we're going to work on is seeing how much less track meets I can run at and still be able to perform at a really high level.
Dejanay Oakley wrapping up your morning sports.
Timing, strategy, precision. For over a decade, Sagicor Investments has set the standard for performance. We deliver results that speak for themselves. Number one, in value traded on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, Jamaica's largest unit trust fund manager with diversified investments and unmatched capital markets expertise. Take the first step towards a portfolio built on consistent performance. Call 888 Sagicor to speak with a wealth advisor.
Business This Morning is brought to you by Stewart Auto Sales. Rev up the summer with GWM Jamaica.
Drive out in your brand new ride. Pick up all of your friends while I'm mad crew vibe. Rev up the summer, rev up the summer. With G. Rev up the summer, rev up the summer.
In business this morning, the White House says more than 40 countries had helped China sidestep U.S. tariffs by routing exports through nations that face lower American import duties. Included in the list are Canada, India, Mexico, Japan, and South Korea. In a report on Thursday, the White House said they helped China evade tens of billions of dollars in tariffs, which are levied on companies importing goods. The report says between $30 billion and roughly $300 billion in goods have been moved from countries with high tariffs through those with lower rates. White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro says it has cost American jobs and billions in revenue. A spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington says trade wars have no winners and that it opposes the U.S. tariff measures and the use of state power to target China's companies. The BBC had contacted the U.S. embassies of Canada, India, Mexico, Japan, and South Korea, and other trading partners listed in the report for a comment. The report follows a wave of sanctions between the U.S. and China and comes weeks before U.S. President Donald Trump is set to meet Chinese leader Xi Jinping in Washington. U.S. stock index futures were subdued on Friday, a day after the S&P 500 closed at a record high, as rising crude prices after the latest developments in the Middle East kept investors cautious. Cooling rate hike expectations and resilient corporate earnings have put the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq on track for a third straight week of gains, their longest winning streak since early April. Still, rising tensions in the Middle East tempered sentiment and sent Brent crude futures higher on Friday. The U.S. said it could maintain a naval blockade of Iran indefinitely and increase economic pressure on Tehran as ceasefire talks stalled. In foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar will open against the benchmark U.S. dollar, selling for an average $158.22. Against the Canadian, the Jamaican will open selling for an average $114.40. And finally, the Jamaican will begin trading for an average $214.19 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Business This Morning was brought to you by Stewart Auto Sales. Rev up the summer with GWM Jamaica.
Drive out in your brand new ride. Pick up all of your friends on a mad crew vibe. Rev up the summer, rev up the summer. With G. Rev up the summer, rev up the summer.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:31.
Back to school season has a way of sneaking up on you. First, it's books, then uniforms, school shoes, a laptop, lunch money, tuition, and somehow the list just keeps getting longer. But here's the good news. Preparing your child for the new school year doesn't have to put your financial goals on hold. With a Barita Merchant Bank back-to-school loan, you can borrow $500,000 and above to finance tuition, books, uniforms, laptops, and other school essentials. You'll also enjoy low rates, reduced fees, and up to 5 years to repay, giving you the flexibility to prepare with confidence. Call 876-618-3455 or email banksales@barita.com or visit baritamerchantbank.com/school loans.
Getting ready for back to school is as easy as KB. Shop at Kingston Bookshop from July 13, 2026 to September 5, 2026 for your chance to win big in our back to school promotion. Spend just $5,000 before GCT, shop online or in store, and you could win $200,000 cash, an HP laptop, or a Samsung Galaxy Tab S10. Pick up in store or shop online today. It's back to school the easy way, only at KB.
Discover something new. Discover the KB difference.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
The Urban Development Corporation invites you to enjoy your Jamaica at the first staging of Bonfire Saturdays. This Saturday, August 15. It's Island Vibes at Otrius Bay Beach from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Musical juggling by DJ Lollipop alongside DJ Speckle. Admission $1,000 pre-sold, $1,200 at the gate. Get your tickets today at UDC's head office downtown Kingston, Otrius Bay Beach in St. Anne, or on Instagram at UDC Jamaica. Must be 18 years or older to drink. ID required. Drink responsibly. It's Bonfire Saturdays, August 15, Otrius Bay Beach. Be there.
that. Coming on the life like snake in the grass. One with your thickness in the right back. One with your thickness in the right back. Let me talk was a friend and we lock it like that. Coming on the life like snake in the grass. One with your thickness in the right back.
Well, I don't have time to beef. Lucky for you, my friend. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes in cars in a minute. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. My friend and them couldn't tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want love and we so good. Yeah. My family couldn't tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want love. Well, every man make their choices. I say we make sacrifices. We block out the noises. We have to forget the voices. One day we gon' make it. We don't have to fake it. I give you my best. I give you the chain off my neck. I give you my love and respect. But now hear the story. Is you vex with me? Like I do you something. Like I do you something. When I hear the show now, is you vex with me? Like I do the wrong thing.
Good morning to you. It is Nationwide this morning. It is a Friday morning, my absolute favorite morning of the entire week. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I was looking forward to Friday, and I'm sure if you're in the hearing of my voice, you're excited too, because it's a Friday morning, and you know what that means for all of us, including me. Of course, I'm Sandra Roden.
And I'm Tamoy Campbell.
It is a Friday morning, Tamoy, so the energy is up. It is a different vibe. It is a different mood, and you know, when we're here in studio on a Friday, we have a winning energy. Right, Mr. King?
All this energy, Sandra, and your team is not going away.
Give me, I don't know what you're talking about. Give me another song, Mr. King. Give me another song, Mr. King. Mix. Let me see what's going on in the chat.
I would never tell a lie to you, 'cause I believe in the truth, and I just wanna live good. I don't want no dirty secrets fighting me and you, boy. I could only drive one car at a time, but I still want to, 'cause everything.
Give me another one, Mr. King. Another one. I'm seeing a lot of people coming on in the chat. Jam Graham, Albert Morgan, good morning to you. Good morning. Juliet Sanchez, thank you. Good morning to Otis Bennett. Blessings and morning to all of you in the chat. Sharon Bryan and all those over on YouTube. Do you see anybody telling good morning to Tamoy?
Let me see it. Good morning, Jean Sellers. I'm going through. Morning, Otis. Going through. I said Jean. Good morning, Jam Graham. Good morning, Albert. Good morning, Philip. Good morning. All right, lots and lots of good morning and good energy to you this morning. It's Sandra full of energy though.
Yes, you know, you hear the music. The music is good. I sent Jermaine a list last night, and I had him, you know, pre-select some of these songs that, you know, you probably don't know that I do that sometimes, so that he can bring the energy to our listeners. So if you're on your way to work right now, you're listening to Nationwide this morning, I know you like hearing the heavy stuff, but sometimes you have to mellow it out a bit, you know, and enjoy a little music, a little energy to bring in that Friday mood. It's something we like doing here. You see all the people in the chat saying good morning. That's the energy we want on a Friday morning, Tamoy, for them to just come out, you know, kicking, ready to just conquer the day and then to go into the weekend. That's the energy I want from you listeners, YouTubers, all those in Radio Land, whether you're in Jamaica, whether you're in North America, whether you're in Europe, because we have listeners in Europe as well. Wherever you are in the world, Africa, it doesn't matter where you are, the energy has to be right because it's Friday morning.
I'm going through the chat to see a lot more persons. I said good morning, Paul. Good morning, Rocky Slowly. Good morning, Albert Morgan. Renetta Reed. Good morning to you. Good morning, Cheryl.
Amy Sinclair is a cool glass of water, do that, you know. A cool glass of water. Listen, you see, you never have a cool glass of water in the morning, you know, you feed your brain. and you get ready, you know. No Delahaye. Well, Dale, no, that's not what's going on, but you know, that's a good idea.
So what are you looking forward to for the weekend, Sandra, since you're already so lively and vibrant?
You know, I wore this shirt because we're in cricket season.
Yes.
I've not watched a match yet, but I will be watching at least one of the matches. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or it's another day, but I'm in my West Indies shirt. You know, I picked this up from one of the West Indies matches actually, and of course, you know, a lot of people aren't as into cricket as they were in the past because, you know, when, I don't know if you remember, but probably when you're a child, when you're growing up, West Indies, they were on fire.
Yeah,
they were winning. They were, listen, the fans at that time, it was electrifying energy. Sabina Park would be filled to capacity. People were out. People were just cricket fans through and through.
Yeah.
And that is something that I think they're trying to bring back. So they're bringing in CPL, and CPL is being heavily promoted. We're seeing people out in the Sabina Park, and that is important when you want to revive and regurgitate a sport.
I agree.
That, of course, we have so much history in. We have a lot of players that have literally reaped success, and of course we have our very own Chris Gayle, the universe boss. When you look at just Jamaica is that country.
Yeah, that girl.
It's that country, because when you just look at all the sports that we've had the opportunity to meddle in, not just locally but internationally.
Yeah.
But let me not use the word medal. I should say excel, because we have excelled in so many areas, in so many ways, physically, academically, you know, sports overall. You can think of just some random sport that you didn't know a Jamaican is excelling
Well, that's
in.
enough. We're in everything,
Yeah.
and in everything that we do it well. So big up Jamaica every time.
Yeah, and that's because of the Agakodagis mantra, of course, for those who are Wilmerians. I'm not biased against any school in particular.
I am biased. I will be unapologetic with it. I am a very proud Marian. So is Sandra, and our school is the best school. If you want sugarcoat it, Sandra, that is
I'm
you.
I'm not sugarcoating it. You know, the listeners know who I am. I'm not biased.
Right.
But what I will say is that there is no other school that the trust was founded in the 1700s. I'm not biased, but what I'll say is when the maroon and gold is donned, different something, you understand?
Yeah.
I'm not biased.
You're not biased.
But
well, me biased, and we personify excellence through and through. Academics, sports. When you talk about well-rounded, you talk about Wilma's people, whether Wilma's boys or Wilma's girls. So me be biased for the two of us, while Sandra wants to be all politically correct and fine over
I said
there.
I'm not biased, but
me not qualify my
but I'm not going to make Mr. King come in the studio with his green and black shirt,
Lord.
and he's done that before, and turn around in front of the camera and all these things. What was it at that time, Jermaine? What was going on? He's not answering.
Not answering.
Yeah,
Typical for
I think
Calabar.
was it? No, I think it was Champs time. I think yes, and he came in the studio, about green and black and lion and all these all these things. All these things. Of course, we have the purple and white warriors. We have to big you up regardless, because again, I'm not biased, you know. You know.
He doesn't want this. I'm not biased.
I'm not biased. All the people from all the schools, and interestingly, it's not just the schools in Kingston I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the schools all across Jamaica, Samoa, especially in a time like this where we really hope and pray that most schools will be ready for September 7th.
Yes.
We know some of them will not. Of course, we've heard about Manning School and all that it will take for that reconstruction, that rebuilding effort. And we hope that the contractors can get things going quickly.
Absolutely.
So that the young people are not disenfranchised. And as we celebrated International Youth Day this week, we really have to put into focus all our children, all our young people in school.
Right.
And that is why we've been having that conversation, Tamoy, about the whole, you know, the BPO sector and all of those things.
Yeah.
And looking at how we can, if our voice matters here, how we can at least say, listen, we need to look at a new approach of education.
Right.
We need to look at how we change the mindset. And I think they started to do that in PEP, but it's not just books.
Right. It
That-
has to be complemented with some skills as
Yeah,
well,
it's not
because
just
that's
books.
where the world is going.
That's where the world is going. Because if AI continues at the pace, and I dare say a lot of people didn't know that AI was around from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah, even before that. But we are now seeing it at a global scale. But it existed. It just wasn't commercialized.
Right.
A number of things existed, but they weren't commercialized. Did you know that fonts existed, but they weren't commercialized until Apple put it out?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's something interesting that into tech you learn a lot of things. Yes, Apple was, and Steve Jobs, he was the first one to say, listen, let's give them fonts. Yeah, he was big on calligraphy, so he said, let's give them fonts, and that is what kind of changed the game.
Yeah.
So we really
And
pay more for Apple products for fonts.
And speaking of changing the game, I think, again, it just dovetails into what we've been talking about. The world is very competitive, and we want young people to be able to have a fighting chance, not just when you put them against other Jamaican students or Caribbean students when they go out in the world, and having the math, the English, it has its place, but of course, emboldening our students with more critical thinking and opportunities to have other skills, you know, maybe learning how to do cosmetology, learning something in tech, robotics, feeding the young man. That's the only way we're going to be as competitive, not lose the same competitive edge that we've been talking about yesterday, but also for us to be thinking about other streams of income, other career paths. And so it won't become commonplace for you to just be doctor, lawyers, and traditional jobs. But even if you want to pursue that, you have the option of doing something else because you're so well rounded. So I would love to see that as we're getting ready for back to school, these conversations that we do have, it doesn't fall on deaf ears. Policymakers listen, and that the curriculum is consistently being revised so that we're preparing our young people for the new age and the new world that is there.
I could only hope that happens, Tamwa, because I've always had some issue with the size of some of our ministries. We have some very big spaces with a lot of human resource in them, and then I question sometimes, like, could we redeploy? I say that because sometimes I hear that we have teacher shortage, but I've never heard of a redeployment strategy. And I know that a lot of trained teachers are working at this ministry, that ministry, doing something else. But sometimes I'm thinking we have so many roles, created so many positions, but some of our core areas aren't. The targets that we have aren't being met, and we aren't, putting out solutions for those things. So that's something that I think of as well. But we won't bore you with that conversation. It's Friday morning, and I'm excited. Yes, about cricket. I don't know why Glaister Hall, why you being like that in the chat. I'm excited not just about cricket, but about just the greatness of Jamaica. We're still in that season. We're still in August where we're celebrating Jamaica in every single way. And yes, some people said that they weren't happy to watch the Kingsmen. I know how you feel. I understand. I've watched years of West Indies. I watched years. Yes. But we're going for a break. We'll be right back with you.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness works to ensure the provision of quality health services and promotes healthy lifestyles and environmental practices for all Jamaicans. The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
6:48.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The Temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and 25 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
If you love the vibes, the laughs, and the real talk, then you're one of us. Don't just listen, be long. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club on Patreon.
Live summer brighter. No need to delay. Sagicor Bank's unsecured loan gives you up to 5 years to repay. New furniture's calling. Go solar at home. Get renovating. Or get a back-to-school loan. Competitive rates. Fast approval. Zero hassle. No sweat. Get it all for the summer. Borrow up to 5 mil. No collateral needed to get whatever you will. Live summer brighter with a Sagicor Bank unsecured loan. Call 888 Sagicor to learn more. Conditions apply.
The Urban Development Corporation invites you to enjoy your Jamaica at the first staging of Bonfire Saturdays. This Saturday, August 15. It's Island Vibes at Otrius Bay Beach from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Musical juggling by DJ Lollipop alongside DJ Speckle. Admission $1,000 pre-sold, $1,200 at the gate. Get your tickets today at UDC's head office downtown Kingston, Otrius Bay Beach in St. Anne, or on Instagram at UDC Jamaica. Must be 18 years or older to drink. ID required. Drink responsibly. It's Bonfire Saturdays, August 15. Otrius Bay Beach. Be there.
When you hear those horns, you know what time it is. It's time for Street Smart with Ludlow McLean. Good morning to you, Ludlow.
Good morning, Ludlow.
Good morning. Good morning, Sanjay.
No, Ludlow, you fall flat. Me can't get the energy there. Ludlow, start again. Good morning to you, Ludlow.
Good morning, Sanjay. Good morning.
Go ahead, Ludlow. Go ahead. Yeah, you're glitching. It's the connectivity.
Well, I tell you, that one hit me. Morning to the listeners and mountain people. It's not a day like yesterday and not sunny, but see some clouds above, and not sure if we're going to get some rain later in the afternoon. But so far, the motoring public, it's not too bad, it's depending on where you are. Those of you in the Kingston 8 Russell Lights, those areas are looking good. You go on Russell Lights onto Barbican Road, you're on Arcadia Drive onto Barbican Road, even Grandspin Road. And Grandspin Road onto Shortwood Road, all these areas are looking good for the time. What about East Kings House Road? No problems at all. As you make your way down across to Lady Musgrave Road, no problems. Even going down Hope Road to connect with Hope and Arden Road, and then connecting with Trafalgar Road, it's all good. Waterloo, I went there earlier on a few minutes ago, and that was looking good. No problems again. But that builds after this report, though, I can tell you from now. Into Half a Tree Square, that wasn't too bad again. You see vehicles coming from South Oden Avenue. No delays yet along South Oden Avenue, which is normally busy at this time. You can make your way onto Constance String Road and then go straight down to Half a Tree Road and even go across to Southern Main Road. So for the time being, the traffic movement is good, depending on where you are, though. But let's see what happens by the time we get to our second report. It's back to you, Andre and TC.
Thank you so much, Ludlow.
Thank you, Ludlow.
Yeah, now it's time for a word of the day.
The word of the day is brought to you by Marshall's Pharmacy.
The word of the day is spelled Gregarrious. That is Gregarrious.
Gregarious. Gregarious. Gregarious.
Gregarious is an adjective and it means enjoying the company of others. Of animals, it means living together in herds or flocks. And of plants, it means growing close together but not in dense cultures. And to use it as in a sentence, being so gregarious, the golden retriever ran up to me to greet every person at the park. Your word of the day is gregarious, courtesy of dictionary.com. All right, Sandra, you have that to add to your vocabulary.
No, I actually know this word already.
Yeah.
I'm not a very gregarious person on Mondays, but on
Fridays. Clearly you are.
On Fridays, I can be as gregarious as I choose to be because it is that day of the week, that time of the year, that time of the
year,
month, that time of the decade. Yeah, man, a Friday is just that day. When you think about days, a Friday is just that day. You ever thought about the days that you think are that days, Tona? The listeners will agree with me. And they will say, well, the ones on YouTube will agree that it is indeed that day. But we're going to our features, and at the top of the hour, you'll have the news.
The word of the day was brought to you by Marshall's Pharmacy.
Parenting is hard, and it can be even harder when parenting a child who has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD. For example, you may find that your child with ADHD is prone to meltdowns toward the end of the day or before bedtime. Transitions from home to school can also be hard on children with ADHD, especially if they're going from activities they like, having fun on the weekend, to activities they're not as fond of having to work at school. In Parenting Tips today, the best ways to calm your child with ADHD. One of the many symptoms of ADHD is impulsivity, which could make it difficult for your child to control his or her anger in the heat of the moment. If your child is diagnosed with ADHD and begins treatment, as a parent, it's your job to follow through on recommendations. If you decide that medication for your child is best for both of you, consistency is critical. It's important to note that it's difficult to tell if your child's treatment is working when done sporadically. It's also important to communicate with their doctor if you have concerns about medication selection and side effects. Award-winning author and freelance writer for healthcare.com, Eileen Bailey, says for children with hyperactivity, physical activity is not the only aspect. She says the minds of these individuals often don't shut down. Thoughts go a million miles an hour and in many different directions. Bailey says to help a child learn to manage or reduce hyperactivity includes strategies to help lower physical activity levels and to calm thoughts. What are parents to do in this situation? Bailey recommends the following tips to help parents calm their child with ADHD. Yoga and meditation. It is important to teach your child methods to manage their emotions. This is called self-regulation. Deep breathing exercises, yoga, tai chi, or meditation are some examples. These exercises can help a child learn to slow down their thoughts and their bodies. Daily exercise. Adding a 20-minute exercise session each day to your child's routine can help reduce depression, anxiety, and other ADHD symptoms. A short walk can be an excellent way to help your child calm down during periods of high activity. Listening to music. Soothing music, such as classical music, can help some children calm down. You can try out different kinds of music to find out what works best for your child. Use music in the background for times when activity levels should be low, such as homework time, dinner time, or before bedtime. Create boredom boxes and fidget alternatives. When boredom sets in, your child may become especially hyperactive. Create a box of activities which contain art, Legos, models, or whatever activity tends to hold your child's interest. And finally, Bailey says children with ADHD thrive in a structured environment where there are rules and routines, and they know what to expect. She says establishing regular daily routines can help them to stay calm. That's it for Parenting Tips today.
Fearless and fair, Nationwide 90 FM.
Entertaining at home has become more and more informal. It is more important today to provide a cozy and pleasant atmosphere where people who are invited know each other than to be overly concerned about who sits where. This is Lifestyle Pages on who is invited to teas, funeral repasts, formal and informal dinners. Nowadays in Jamaica, it has become very popular to have a repast as the funeral or memorial service is over. In times gone by, a repast used to be a formal dinner, but like tea time, it can be as simple or as elaborate as one's budget allows. The venue does not have to be at home. A church hall or hotel can suffice. The repast or tea can be a small gathering or a large number of friends and relatives of the deceased. Repasts and teas are usually held between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Refreshments can be quite elaborate and may include a salad, sandwiches, dinner rolls, chicken and/or roast beef may be served. Beverages, fancy cakes, cookies, or cupcakes are usually served as desserts. Buffet service is usually used. I'm Valerie, and those were Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Distracted driving costs lives. Keep your eyes on the road and arrive alive. The time brought to you by the Jamaica Information Service is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 for this morning, Friday, August 14, 2026. 10 people charged in relation to massive cocaine seizure at KFTL last week are out on bail. Customs agency says last week's seizure of more than 2 tons of cocaine is its largest drug bust since the start of 2026. The man arrested in connection with Sunday's assault on 2 teenage brothers at the Zimise Beach party has been charged. And in international news, unprecedented rains in Japan kill 8 people. The details after the break.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. 10 people who were arrested in connection with the massive cocaine seizure at Kingston Freeport Terminal last week are out on bail. The update was provided by Director of the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, FNID, Superintendent Patrick Rowe. He was speaking with Said Bernard on Nationwide at 5 on Thursday.
2 more persons were arrested, and we continue to pursue others. We have developed additional lines of inquiry that will lead to other arrests. As I said before, the main operation took place last week, Friday, and we believe that we will be in a position to make more arrests as the days progress.
So in total now you have 10 persons in custody in relation to these seizures?
Yes, we arrested 10 persons. I mean, the persons that we have arrested so far are on bail, as is their right. And we continue to pursue this case and other lines of inquiry against those persons and persons who are yet to arrest.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, says it seized approximately $1 billion Jamaican dollars worth of cocaine at the facility between August 5 and 7. That's equivalent of over $6 million US. The operation involved FNID and the Jamaica Customs Agency, with the support from the JCF's Specialized Operations Branch. The police say those arrested are linked to what they believe is a drug smuggling syndicate operating out of the port. Superintendent Rose says the smugglers stood to gain a significant profit if the illicit drugs are not intercepted.
The total amount that was seized over 3 days of operation was 2,067 kilograms of cocaine in Jamaica. The value of that is over 1 billion Jamaican dollars. But in our assessment, if this shipment was allowed to go overseas, criminals stand to profit over 21 billion Jamaican dollars based on the destination street value of this drug. And of course, that 1,671% profit based on the local value here.
Superintendent Patrick Rowe, Director of FNID. Meanwhile, Superintendent Rose says drug smugglers are no longer using extensive measures to conceal the substances.
One of the observations that we have seen is that criminals really are not making much effort to conceal the drugs. They place them in shipping containers. They place them in suitcases, in hand luggages. What that suggests to us is that they have been given by insider colluders reasonable expectation that their drugs would be transshipped safely or taken safely to our port.
The FNID boss says the criminals are benefiting from insider help at some of the country's institutions.
What we know is that criminals cannot operate without insider collusion, and therefore there is significant insider collusion within some of our trusted institutions within Jamaica. And our mandate at FNID is to arrest those persons who are disrupting legitimate flow of goods through legitimate agency that was set up for legitimate commerce.
Superintendent Petrero, Director of the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, FNID. And the Jamaica Customs Agency, JCA, says last week's joint operation, which resulted in the seizure of more than 2 tons of cocaine, is its largest drug bust since the start of the year. The authorities seized approximately 1,813 parcels of cocaine, weighing more than 2,000 kilograms. The cocaine was found in containers destined for Spain and Florida. The operation also resulted in the seizure of 256 pounds of ganja destined for Florida. The JCA estimates the local street value of the cocaine at $1.2 billion. The customs agency says the seizure demonstrates the value of enhanced technology, strengthened enforcement measures, and collaboration with local and international law enforcement partners. It says the use of advanced scanning technology, recently onboarded canines, improved staff capacity, and intelligence-driven operations has contributed to significant seizures in recent years. Now, since the start of 2026, the JCA says it has recorded 748 seizures involving various types of contraband. These include 140 ganja seizures totaling 220 kilograms, 56 cocaine seizures amounting to more than 2,281 kilograms, and 64 seizures involving munitions. The munition seizures included 52 firearms and more than 6,000 rounds of assorted ammunition. The JCA also recorded 4 seizures of MDMA, commonly known as ecstasy, involving more than 7,300 pills. The agency says it remains committed to strengthening Jamaica's border protection capabilities through technology, intelligence, enforcement, and collaboration. The man arrested at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, in connection with Sunday's brutal assault on 2 teenage brothers at the Zimise Beach party, has been charged. He is 43-year-old Dave Taylor, a business operator who resides in New York City. Taylor has been charged with inflicting grievous bodily harm with intent and unlawful wounding. A court date has not yet been set. Taylor was arrested at the airport while waiting with his wife to board a flight to the U.S. Meanwhile, a second man linked to the incident turned himself in to the Runaway Bay police station on Thursday. He is expected to face an identification parade. Nationwide News previously confirmed that 2 other persons of interest in the brawl have left the island. Chief Executive Officer of the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, Garth Williams, told our news center on Thursday that the men were able to leave because of a timing issue. He says by the time the details of the men, including their full names and dates of birth, were provided to PICA agents, they had already left Jamaica for the United States. The incident involved 2 brothers aged 15 and 17, both from Kingston. They were injured during the altercation, which was captured on video and has since gone viral. Opposition leader Mark Golding is calling on the government to give an account for allegations that several men from Cooper's Pen in Trelawney were detained by police just hours before several homes in the community were demolished on Tuesday. 2 men from the community told Nationwide News on Thursday that they and several others were detained by the police just before several homes were bulldozed. One man says he learned that his house was among those destroyed while in police custody. Golding says the allegation raises serious concerns about human rights.
The circumstances in which this enforcement took place is very concerning. The idea that security forces would come in, arrest and detain first the young men in the community, carry them and lock them up in the jail in Falmouth. While they're in detention, the bulldozers and the enforcement agencies backed by the state come and destroy homes. And after all that work is finished is when they're released and none of them have been charged. Yes, sir. That really strikes, I would say, every well-thinking Jamaican as a very dangerous precedent and something which cannot be
Badness,
So we need to look at this whole situation very carefully and ensure that Jamaica moves forward in a better way. We can't have things like this happening now.
The opposition leader, who was addressing the media during a tour of the area on Thursday, also used the moment to again rubbish suggestions that he had anything to do with the demolition.
Some very devious and dishonest people have been saying things on social media suggesting that I or Peter Bunting or Proven, a company which we founded back in 2010, has some interest in this land. We have no interest in this land. We have nothing to do with this land. First time I'm coming here is today, and I hope to help you to have your rights protected, as I've said already. So don't listen to these mischievous liars who are using social media to try and destabilize people's minds and cause them to have the wrong impression of what is reality.
More Golding opposition leader. Golding founded Proven Investments alongside fellow PNP member Peter Bunting in 2010. He stepped away from his managerial and board roles upon entering public office in 2012. The Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement, JABEM, says Jamaica's existing Beach Control Act does not guarantee citizens an unconditional right to use the country's coastline. The group is now calling for the law to be repealed and replaced, while also challenging the government to explain conflicting figures being presented on public beach access. More on this from Mahira Stewart.
The Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement, JABEM, says the Beach Control Act of 1956 offers no protected rights for Jamaicans to use the shore or waters. It says this means any access Jamaicans currently have is essentially by permission and can be withdrawn. JABEM is also taking issue with figures cited by Environment Minister Matthew Samuda and Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. According to JABEM, Minister Samuda has cited 21% of Jamaica's coastline as accessible, while Minister Bartlett has referenced 70 public beaches. However, those figures cannot be properly compared as they are currently presented, since one figure is a percentage of coastline, while the other is simply the number of beaches. The group is therefore demanding that both ministers release the raw data and methodology behind those figures. The movement is also pointing to what it describes as an increase in beach licensing. JABEM says information obtained through an access to information request shows that 366 beach licenses were granted in 2024. That compares with 295 licenses in 2022, which is a 24% increase. The group says the increase represents continued dispossession of Jamaicans from the coastline. JABEM is also criticizing the proposed Beach Access and Management Policy 2026, arguing that it could facilitate further privatization and leave Jamaicans accessing beaches only by permission. The movement notes it is currently involved in 5 court cases concerning beach access, including Maumee Bay, Little Duns River, Blue Lagoon, Bob Marley Beach, and Providence Beach. It says the government is on the opposing side in 4 of those cases. JABEM is therefore calling for the immediate withdrawal of the proposed policy and the repeal and replacement of the Beach Control Act. It says it will continue its campaign through the courts until beach access is a legal right. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Converting talent, ideas, and potential into consistent action is the blueprint Jamaica must follow if the country is to secure sustainable success. This, according to State Minister for Industry, Investment and Commerce, Delana C. Wright. He was speaking at Tuesday's launch of Global Humanity Networks Beyond the Backpack program at the University of the West Indies, Mona.
We do not suffer from a shortage of talented people. We know that. We certainly do not suffer from a shortage of ideas. You just have to listen to the radio talk shows. I mean, it's full of them. What we sometimes struggle with is converting that talent, those ideas and that potential into consistent action and sustained results. And that applies to the individual, it applies to businesses, it applies to the country. And there's an old Jamaican saying, one poke a full basket. Right? We normally use it to talk about saving and patience and persistence, but think about it. It is a philosophy of personal development.
Seawright says that the government is working to strengthen educational access, literacy, parental involvement, and school attendance. He pointed to the policy that children should not be excluded from school because their families are unable to pay school fees. Seawright says the objective is to move beyond access and focus on developing young minds for the future.
We have made progress in getting our children through the primary schools and so on, but being in school is not the same thing as learning well. And learning well is not the same thing as being fully prepared for the world beyond school. So our challenge is not simply access. It is outcomes. It is what our young people actually know, what they can do, how they think, how they respond to difficulties, whether they have confidence, whether they can solve problems, whether they are ready to seize opportunity when it comes. That is why initiatives like Beyond the Backpack matter. It's not mere through today and give them a help. Development increases their capacity to handle tomorrow.
Delana Seawright, State Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. In an item of regional news, there are fresh calls in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for Buggery laws to be repealed. This following the leak of a video featuring a young police officer in a compromising position with another man. The incident reportedly took place in a private residence and was filmed through a window. The St. Vincent Times says the callers to a radio show argue that the current legal framework is hypocritical. Critics also say while buggery remains a crime on the books, it's no longer relevant in a modern society. They argue it should be struck from the law. International, at least 8 people have died as record rainfall pummeled eastern Japan and left 1,000 stranded at Tokyo's Narita Airport. The rains, which authorities have described as unprecedented, cut power to more than 20,000 households in Chiba Prefecture. Local authorities issued a level 5 emergency warning, its highest alert on Thursday. This was downgraded to level 4 by Friday morning, but they continue to warn of landslide and flooding risks. The deluge comes after a series of storms swept through Japan and neighboring countries this week, in what meteorologists forecast to be an unusually active typhoon season. Japan's Met Agency says the rains are expected to last through late on Friday. And that's it for the news at 7.
Rise together, strong and free. The time by Jamaica National is
7:16.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Oterius, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5, or Lot C6, Drax Hall, St. Anne's Bay. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is
29 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay. In Mandeville, 25 degrees Celsius.
Summer just got cooler, and so did the prices. LG air conditioners are now at lower prices at Active Home Center. 12,000 BTU, $59,997 plus GCT. 18,000 BTU, $85,997 plus GCT. 24,000 BTU, $106,997 plus GCT. And if Bally's your brand, the offer still stands. Buy any Bally air conditioner and get $15,000 to spend on your next purchase store-wide. Conditions apply. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Get ready for the Kingston Bookshop Grand Back to School Fair, powered by Nationwide 90 FM. Join us Saturday, August 15 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 31 East Tradeway, Portmore. Enjoy free admission, free back to school medicals for students, exciting special discounts, free rides, vendor booths, special performances, and the chance to win in-store prizes and surprises. Don't miss this fun-filled day for the entire family. Prepare for the new school year with Kingston Bookshop. For more information, visit Kingston Bookshop on Facebook and Instagram. See you there!
Timing, strategy, precision. For over a decade, Sagicor Investments has set the standard for performance. We deliver results that speak for themselves. Number one, in value traded on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, Jamaica's largest unit trust fund manager with diversified investments and unmatched capital markets expertise. Take the first step towards a portfolio built on consistent performance. Call 888 Sagicor to speak with a wealth advisor.
Time now for a second report of Street Smart with Ludlow McLean. Hey to you, Ludlow.
Hey, morning time, Fauna, TT.
Morning time.
And your other colleague there, you see, I give it a nickname,
Yes.
Well, the situation, some serious clouds about, just to mention it, and still not bright and sunny, but I guess we'll see what happens later, because the mornings are really hot. But the situation, there was an accident earlier on the vicinity of Washington Boulevard, heading on to Patrick Drive, in that intersection there, and it's going to cause some problems in both directions, because, as usual, when there's an accident, there are some curious onlookers. Not sure of the description of the vehicles, but it's going to cause some problem along Washington Boulevard. So if you're coming from the 6 miles area and you're wondering what's happening, there's an accident in the vicinity of, close to the safety party section there, whether you're going from the intersection of Boulevard Malines and coming in that direction. So let's make note of that. But in the meantime, the other areas is not too bad. I did mention that Rough Lights, all these areas are running good, but the traffic has increased going into Harper Tree Square now, going on Constance Spring Road, and if you're coming off West King Road Road, not a problem, make it onto Constance Spring Road going further down, Southern Road, also building because the traffic coming from South Woodland Avenue onto Southern Road makes it a little bit challenging, but you can make your way, no problem. Harper Tree Road has increased. If you make your way to Cecilia Avenue, no problems there. No problems going on Ruthven Road. No problems going up to Chelsea Avenue. You'll see vehicles coming from Cargill Avenue onto Harper Tree Road, then onto Chelsea. No problems. It's really building, but not any major problems at this particular point in time. Even in New Kingston, Oxford Road onto Northford Boulevard in both directions, you can make your way. You can also make your way along Trafalgar Road, make it across the Worthington Avenue, Lake Musgrave, all these areas to look. But remember now, motorists, coming from Harborview, you're going to have a little build-up in the vicinity there, coming from Paul Bogle Boulevard, Paul Bogle Highway, in that roundabout by Harborview. So that is where the traffic is going to be at this time. So, as usual, have a great weekend. And at Street Smart, your safety is our concern. Over to you, Tona.
Thank you so much, Ludlow, for that second report. And the final one for the week of Street Smart with Ludlow McLean. Up next, the front page.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
We're back with you. It's Nationwide this morning. We are on the front page. The Jamaica Beach Birthright Environment Movement, JABEM, says Jamaica's existing Beach Control Act does not guarantee citizens an unconditional right to use the country's coastline.
The group is now calling for the law to be repealed and replaced, while also challenging the government to explain conflicting figures being presented on public beach access.
We're joined by President of the Jamaica Beach Birthright Environment Movement, JABEM, Dr. Devon Taylor. Good morning, Dr. Taylor.
Good morning, Dr. Taylor.
Good morning, good to be here.
Okay, so firstly, you've raised concerns about conflicting figures, that 21% of the coastline being accessible versus 70 public beaches, according to your information. What are the true figures?
Well, I mean, what we have relied upon is data that exists across two political administrations that as published by the National Environmental Planning Agency since 2000 into 2018 and into 2026, when a bill was tabled in Parliament that defines the Jamaican coastline as 2.8 miles of beaches accessible to the public out of 494 miles. That is data that has been published by NEPA over two administrations consistently over time. That is what we have relied upon. Now, when we see what is out there in the media now, which facts that are different between the Minister of Tourism and the Minister of the Environment, both of who does not represent NEPA, does not speak on behalf of NEPA, because NEPA is not headed by any of these. You know, we find these misleading because we could dive into it, if we want to, right? Even though we think the larger issue at hand here is that the Jamaican people does not have any fundamental rights to their beaches in the country. And that is what we want to challenge. We could dive into statistics, but statistics, doesn't matter if the percent move here or move there. At the core of the argument is the lack thereof of rights to the coastline.
Well,
that is the problem.
I know of 5 cases that you are now pursuing against the government. In 4 of these, the government, of course, is opposing. I want to hear from you what the progress is on these cases and, what is it looking like?
Well, justice for the Jamaican people is a very difficult thing. And so, what we are doing, in collaboration with all the communities across the country, is to use the Prescription Act of 1882, which is the only piece of legislation that allows one to codify their customary or their common law rights to the shoreline. So these 5 cases that exist from Bob Marley Beach, Miami Bay, the Blue Lagoon, Providence Flanker, and Little Duns River are at different stages throughout the court. And so it is a very long process. The case that is most advanced is the case for the Blue Lagoon, which the trial have started. We have witness and the stand, and that will continue September 18th, right? So the process is slow, but we are steady and we're committed, just as how we were committed when we fought for Winifred Beach, using the same Prescription Act of 1882, and the public was victorious. We know that we will be victorious in these cases and additional cases to come on stream.
Dr. Taylor, in relation to the other cases, have we gone through case management conferences yet? Have we gone any trial dates, any pre-trial review? What are the stages for the other cases, since the one with the Bob Marley Beach, you said, has already begun at trial?
Yes. In many of these, let's take Providence Flanker. We're still in the mention phase.
Okay.
We have also filed an injunction in that case because we want to make sure that no breach of the public rights happen. Because as you know, in Jamaica, you can have a case in the court and development permits are issued and development starts. Right, so we have filed an injunction there. So, I need to pull up my dates really quick, but, that is still in the mention phase. In the case of Miami Bay, in Miami Bay now, we are in the Court of Appeals.
Okay.
Because, a matter was ruled on in the parish court, in favor of the community for the trial to continue, but the defendants did not believe, the good judge was accurate in their decision, and so the matter is now before the Court of Appeal to resolve a lower court decision that allowed the case to proceed. In the case of Little Duns River,
yes,
we are now awaiting the judge's decision because we presented argument, seek an injunction to allow Little Duns River to be open 7 days a week, because currently, and this brings us back to also the question that we only use beaches in Jamaica by permission, and the government only gave the nation 2 days permission to use Little Duns River, and we thought that was unjust because Jamaicans have a right to leisure and Jamaica have a right to their beaches, and so we asked the court, well, while this case is proceeding, let us file an injunction to open the beach 7 days a week, and those arguments were presented, so we are now awaiting the judge to come and deliver their ruling whether or not the courts of Jamaica will side with the people to say that this must be open, and so that's the progress there.
Well, quickly, before you get into any other cases, Doc, what legislative or policy changes are necessary based on your perspective at JABEM to make beach access a legally protected right for Jamaicans?
Now, my brother, that's the substantive question right here that we, the Jamaican people, should be concerned with. Being an independent nation that we are, 64 years? The Beach Control Act been in since 1956, before we got political independence, and converted the coastline in a property regime that allows the Jamaican people to have no right, vest the lands and the sea in the crown. The crown we know is, the holder of slaves. The crown we know participated in the greatest crime against humanity. The crown we know is who the Jamaican government is holding to tax for reparation. We want that colonial era act of 1956, Beach Control Act, to be repealed and replaced. That's the first step, is to repeal it. And what do we want it to be replaced by? We want it to be replaced by, a law that grants Jamaicans fundamental and unfettered rights to the coastline, to the shores, right? That is what we want it to do. And furthermore, we'd like it to also be constitutionally enshrined and protected, just as how this is done in several jurisdictions across the world, because the coastline cannot be owned. The sea cannot be owned. That's an international understanding under United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea, that it cannot be owned. The shoreline, the wet sand, the dry sand, these are movable boundaries that one can never define because they change over time. And so no one can own them.
Yeah.
And so we want that to be recognized and the coastline to be designated as a common. A common where all the people of the country have a right to go there to do what? Their recreation, their spirituality, their fishing, to bound us to this land in a legally enshrined way. That is what building a country, empowering a people, and protecting environment is about. It's rights-based.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Devon Taylor, the president of the Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement, for joining us, JABEM. Of course, we heard your point, Dr. Taylor, and we're going for a break right now. We'll be right back with you.
Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life, while we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good.
Jamaica, stop the killing and give up the guns. Just live good now.
The time brought to you by the Ministry of National Security and Peace is
7:32.
Rev up your driving experience with the fuel-efficient Bike BJ30 SUV. For a limited time, the Bike BJ30 SUV is available for only $6.99 million. The temperature by Bike is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 29 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and 25 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Heading back to university this summer? You're probably thinking about tuition, books, and maybe even replacing that laptop that's been hanging on by a thread. We've all been there. The good news? Paying for your education doesn't have to happen all at once. With a Barita Merchant Bank tertiary loan, you can borrow $500,000 and above, repay over up to 5 years, and even begin repaying while you study. So you can spend less time worrying about how to pay for school and more time focusing on what really matters: graduating. Call 876-618-3455 or email banksales@barita.com or visit baritamerchantbank.com/school loans. Barita Merchant Bank, let's get you there.
The Urban Development Corporation invites you to enjoy your Jamaica at the first staging of Bonfire Saturdays this Saturday, August 15. It's Island Vibes at Otrius Bay Beach from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Musical juggling by DJ Lollipop alongside DJ Speckle. Admission $1,000 pre-sold, $1,200 at the gate. Get your tickets today at UDC's head office downtown Kingston, Otrius Bay Beach in St. Anne, or on Instagram at UDC Jamaica. Must be 18 years or older to drink. ID required. Drink responsibly. It's Bonfire Saturdays, August 15. Otrius Bay Beach. Be there.
This station raised me. It gave me a voice. And if Nationwide has ever meant something to you, come on in. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
We're back with you. It's Nationwide this morning, and it is the front page. Of course, there are a number of things happening in the news. One such, based on the conversation we've been having, Delana Seabright, State Minister in the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, is saying that converting talent, ideas and potential into consistent action is the blueprint Jamaica must follow if the country is to secure sustainable success. That's according to what he was saying at the Global Humanity Networks Beyond the Backpack Program at the University of the West Indies, Mona. I brought that up, Tamoy, to say that great words.
Yeah,
great words. I
agree.
I love great words. But I think an issue we have is a disconnect, and I think we're trying to get some persons to talk to us about the business side of this conversation. There's a disconnect between all the words we can say and then the actual action that we want to see. So what does that look like in terms of policy, State Minister? Because when we say all these things and say this is what we need to do, this is where we need to go, what does that look like in terms of policy? And I ask that because if I have an idea per se, Tamoy, and I put it on paper and I said I'm going to submit this idea to one ministry or one agency or one department that is in charge, I don't have a real guarantee that they'll do anything. And that is a problem that I know a lot of Jamaicans have. So, for example, joint select committees, you'll have them and you'll have, yes, we want to hear from you, the citizens. But people generally don't participate unless they're particular groups that are funded by external funding and they have staff and all of that. They'll participate for their reasons. But generally, as a population, we don't have that gusto in us that to say we're going to get so involved in the policy process because we believe the policy process is so far removed from
Yes.
people that it doesn't feel like your input really matters.
And so that's such a striking point, and I agree with you, Sandre. So it's two parts. One, I think we're great ideators and we talk a lot, but then the implementation is often where we're lacking, and that often perhaps the burden that we put on government and policymakers. And then we as a people, also are not as you said, involved, and we're not, as maybe meticulous as we could be in pushing the boundaries, in submitting these papers to joint select committees, in writing articles, and to really hold those accountable so that we can move from the talk shop to actually implementing things going forward. So
we're going to move to that idea of the businesses and what's happening, because we spoke with Minister Matthew Samuda this week, and of course we heard the restrictions happening across the island, particular parishes across the island, and they're set to become significantly tighter across 7 parishes. On Wednesday, that prohibition notice was issued, with the orders taking effect on Monday. That's next Monday, August 17th, and remaining in place until further notice. The restrictions will apply to Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, St. Mary, Portland, St. Anne, and St. Catherine.
And once the orders take effect, the water supplied by the National Water Commission, NWC, must not be used for activities classified by the ministry as non-essential. But clearly, we want to know, what does that mean for Jamaica's small businesses? Because many of us are already struggling with water shortages and the rising cost of purchasing a water truck. So talking to us more about that is the former president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, Hugh Johnson. Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're not hearing it so clear. If you could come either closer to the phone or change your position a little bit, Sir Johnson.
Is it any better?
Yes, it's better now. Yeah, so we want to understand from your POV, Sir Johnson, as a businessman and a former president of the SBAJ, what does this mean for small businesses that must use the water supply, must use it in carrying out their essential functions when these restrictions or prohibition orders come in effect Monday?
It is a crisis moment for the sector. And I would hasten to say that for many decades we have seen it. It didn't just come upon us unaware. All predictions state that it will have gotten worse progressively. And we as a people, we have made no provision or not sufficient provision to address it in a meaningful way. And the most vulnerable, which is the small business sector that has a very thin margin, is now asked to go beyond the call of duty by trucking water with sometimes 4, 5, 6 times the current cost that it would cost you to do your operation. So my appeal would be to the government to, I see where they would have tried to establish a NARA. Probably this is one area that we can look for some funding in helping the sector to treat with the trucking of water, because I'm not sure many small businesses can survive this situation.
Well, Sir Johnson, NARA is actually established, but NARA is not a funding agency, and that would not fall within their remit. What the remit would be Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce and the agencies that fall under that. But regarding businesses, though, in that conversation we had with Minister Samuda earlier this week, the recommendation was that businesses would have to purchase water. Understanding the plight of small businesses, though, and the appeal that you're making for help in many cases from the government, do we consider then the trade-off? What about citizens who also have the same issue of not having enough supply, because generally we're having a problem as a nation? How do the businesses then factor that in their decision-making process?
One, it's it's not the same. It's a different scenario as it relates to domestic and business. Domestic, you can make do. You can restrict your usage in non-essential areas. But for business, which you have a lot of phytosanitary issues to treat with, and other factors which you must utilize water in your operation, that would have a serious impact on businesses, as it wouldn't have on a regular household. Notwithstanding, it is pressuring all around. As you have rightly pointed out, that this operation would fall on the MMIC, but when there's a crisis, when there's an emergency, you need to treat with it as such, and for that reason why I asked for a wider look to be taken and not just to zero it down to a ministerial operation, because the ministry might not have the wherewithal or the resources to do what is required at this time. So we need an emergency fund. And even though NARA is not a funding agency, but my understanding is it would have certain authority to move with dispatch as against the regulatory framework that would restrict you and seeking approval where technocrats would wait indefinitely to approve a situation. That is why I'm referring to a NARA type operation to help small business in this emergency.
All right, hold for us there, Sir Johnson. We're going to go for a break and then we'll be right back with you.
For all your scales and food processing equipment, call Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited at 876-968-9612-5. The time by Advanced Scales and Equipment Limited is
7:45.
Hawkeye is protecting homes, businesses, and communities with trusted security solutions. The temperature by Hawkeye, securing what matters most, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 29 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and 25 degrees Celsius in Cocoa Mandeville.
My health are my responsibility. So I use Jamaica Moves app to keep track of my pressure and sugar levels. I can even keep track of my exercise and my weight so I can know if me I put on too much. With this app, I can have all health information handy for any clinic or doctor I go to. The app all send me tips on how to take care of my health and about healthy foods I should be eating. And trust me, if I can use it, so can you. Download the Jamaica Moves app from the App Store or Google Play Store today. Take charge of your health.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Live summer brighter. No need to delay. Sagicor Bank's unsecured loan gives you up to 5 years to repay. New furniture's calling. Go solar at home. Get renovating. Or get a back-to-school loan. Competitive rates. Fast approval. Zero hassle. No sweat. Get it all for the summer. Borrow up to 5 mil. No collateral needed to get whatever you will. Live summer brighter with a Sagicor Bank unsecured loan. Call 888-SAGICOR to learn more. Conditions apply.
Upgrade your home or business with Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Explore a range of termite-resistant plywood, quartz, solid surface, and granite. Experience timeless elegance with our cedar doors, crafted from premium cedar stock, kiln-dried for durability and beauty. For quality and craftsmanship, visit us at the Trade Center Kingston 10 or Hatfield Mandeville. Call 876-963-0628-30. Cameron Industries and Joinery Limited. Transform your space today.
Welcome back to the front page. We are talking to former president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, Hugh Johnson. And before we went into the break, Mr. Johnson, I had a question mulling over in my mind. Now, every year we can anticipate that there will be water restrictions because the droughts have become our new normal. I'm curious to know whether, from your perspective as a former president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, is it that there haven't been enough preparatory work or preparation from the small business in contemplation for the drought? Because, I mean, we expect it to happen every single year. And so if it is a case where this is an expectation, one would want to think that some contingencies would have already been in place so that when the drought does come, we're not necessarily asking for an appeal, but we are perhaps now retrofitted to prepare for it or handle it.
And businesses have been making contingencies and also putting in measures utilizing black tank, having storage and so on and so forth.
Right.
But the severity of this requires governmental intervention. We have an agency, National Water Commission, whose mandate is to provide potable water to the populace, which it's woefully inadequate because they have not covered a wide cross section, even though in urban areas they have done significant coverage in urban areas. We know that they have been operating at a pace where if it were a private entity, they would go bankrupt long ago. Why can't governmental agencies operate efficiently? Cronyism, connections, and not really proficient leadership. So we need to look on it from a wider perspective of not engaging friends and colleagues and connected few to lead the operation to move it forward.
Well, I want to push Sir Johnson. I have to stop you there because that sounds as though we're going down a different road than the conversation we're having. I haven't really seen much comment over the years about cronyism and all those things at NWC, and based on what I know of people at the NWC, engineers, etc., they have robust processes there. So if the NWC is what you're talking about, you can talk about other agencies that we've heard of in the press before. But if the NWC is what we're talking about, I don't think that is a line I'd want or encourage you to go down in this interview.
No, it's not a matter of encouraging or liking, The facts are the facts.
Yeah, but there are no verifiable facts to say that.
If you were the owner of NWC, would you be comfortable with how it's being run? Would you be able to get ROI on your investment?
Well, we have not gotten ROI on our investment for many reasons, and it's not cronyism or high-end the wrong people necessarily. It has a lot of other areas that we have not focused on. A number of them we've talked about right here on Nationwide when we talk about our systems that are over 50 years old that have never been changed. We talk about water mains. We talk about non-revenue water, that is water that has been wasted across the island. All of those things. So, of course, there are going to be challenges financially because our systems have been old, outdated. They have not developed them over the years. The proper investment hasn't been put into them. And any company that's been run without the proper investment, they possibly would not turn a profit. And that is just naturally how business works. And we're still on the point of what the small businesses would have to do, knowing that the drought would come, knowing that regardless of NWC operating at full efficiency or not, there will be a drought and there will be these prohibition orders.
One thing I would like to make clear as to where you're heading, are you suggesting that the small business operators should have the owners to provide their own water and not the government agency that your tax dollar is being funded to take care of? No. I don't understand your line of argument.
No, that's not the conversation. The conversation we're having is in terms of preparation. Right. We're saying to you, we're asking, what has that preparation been like? And here's why. A number of persons in our chat, for example, they'll say, they're pushing back because they're saying, listen, government don't need to necessarily say we're going to create a special fund to fund small businesses getting water, while as a citizen, I am not, getting the water supply as well. That is what the people are saying. So we have to put that question to you to hear what that response is so the people can hear. Because if there's a genuine need, there's fine to call for whatever you need to call for, but we want to know what that preparation is like.
And as a business person, you see, I must share with you that I have an experience and exposure to other countries' operation in providing water for their populace. So I have steep comparison of why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that what I've said is the only reason why it's inefficient, but it is part of it. Going further though, I've said it before that small businesses have taken certain steps to store water and to do certain take certain mitigating measures. Notwithstanding, the prolonged drought and the worsening situation because of climate change, some may differ or otherwise, but we need to look at it in a holistic way and not to put this burden of expense up on the small business operator at this time when a lot of businesses have not recovered from COVID, nor the natural disasters, and to compound that with a additional cost at this time, it may push some over the edge. That's all I'm saying.
Understood. I want to ask you though, how do we find that balance? What is your suggestion, Sir Johnson, in terms of what you would want in terms of government intervention? Because the government then has to find a balance between a citizen saying, hey, that's a business, they're operating to turn a profit. What is your help to them? What is it going to look like? So what is your proposal that you'd say the government needs to step in this way or that way, and that would help the small businesses in a time like this?
Government is kept alive by the taxes from small business, mostly, a great percentage of it. Small business operators pay tax, and rightly so, that in situations like these, emergency crisis, resources would be there to assist, and that's all we are asking for at this time. At this juncture, it would be unfair of me, knowing what I understand of operators out there, to ask them to pull up themselves by their own bootstraps when their boot has been taken away from them by many means. That's all I'm saying.
Sir Johnson, you said that, the small businesses pay taxes. Well, Sandra and I pay taxes. Average Jamaicans pay taxes. So I'm just wondering, I'm not sure if perhaps I'm not entirely clear on the balance that we're asking to be struck. But my question is there perhaps a strategic plan in contemplation of the fact that these droughts are happening, they will continue to happen, and for us to not be having this conversation again, can we anticipate perhaps something, a policy, some suggestion, some strategic outlook from the Small Business Association in dealing with issues like drought or any other problem that may come up that might put the small businesses in a position like they are in right now?
Okay. Jamaica is a land of wood and water.
Yes.
The abundance of water that we have in Jamaica is from many countries to yearn for. We don't have a water problem in Jamaica. We have a water distribution problem. Short term, we are looking on emergency aid from government. Long term, a comprehensive plan to address water situation in Jamaica. It's a very small country. Can be. Remember, in the 70s, when we had the rural electrification program to put electricity in every nook and cranny in Jamaica, we need a similar program like that. There are resources to do it. We can. Once there's a will, there will be a way, and we need to find that will, that we get the way to do it.
Well, I know a lot of places where the electrification has not yet reached in Jamaica, so we still have that problem solving, and that is why we're asking, if there is a way for us to look at it strategically to say this is what businesses can do from your perspective as an operator and former president, to plan for the future and to plan so that whatever support you would ask for the government is not in 2027 you would have said the same thing again. You'd say this is our plan, this is what we think the government can help us with, and this is the way we'd like to go. And I agree with you, it's a water distribution problem, and that is why, of course, we've heard the calls to say if you're operating a business you have to go buy water.
Yes.
And if as you're saying that is strenuous in these times, then of course we want to know exactly what that balance is. So final words from you, Sir Johnson.
Yeah, my final word is I've seen more than one plan, comprehensive water plan for Jamaica. The Martha Brave Valley alone carries enough water that can water the entire country. We just need to have the will to do it.
Yeah.
Once we have the will, it can happen. Jamaicans aren't short on technical knowledge, and if there are gaps, we can source it. Jamaica is not short on bright people, educated people. We are the envy of many nations. Let's get up and do it and stop the talk. I beg of you.
Thank you so much. That is Hugh Johnson, former president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica. He was sharing with us on the impact of drought on small businesses. Thank you for joining us, Sir Johnson.
Thank you, Sir Johnson.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going for a break, listeners, and at the top of the hour, we'll have Across Jamaica.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
7:59.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's Across Jamaica this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Friday morning, August 14, 2026, I'm Tona Thomas. In Manchester, the new location for the Christiana Tax Office is set to open in Strachan Castle today, Friday. Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ says the new facility is equipped to provide a wider range of services to taxpayers in Christiana and surrounding communities. Among them are motor vehicle processing, including driver's license processing and printing, providing greater convenience for residents who previously had to travel farther to access the services as well. TAJ says the new facility features several customer-focused amenities, including a self-service kiosk and a queue management system. It's to be staffed by 38 employees. TAJ says the move is part of efforts to modernize tax offices across the country. In St. James, motorists using the Greenwood to Montego Bay corridor are being advised of lane closures this weekend and into next week. This as pipeline works continue under the Western Water Resilience Improvement Project. National Water Commission says road cutting and pipe laying will result in the temporary closure of the westbound lanes, those heading to Montego Bay, in the vicinity of the Catalonia Hotel in Rose Hall. That closure takes effect on Saturday, August 15, between 7 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the evening. Then, from Monday, August 17, pipeline works starting in the vicinity of the Catalonia Hotel will result in the periodic temporary closure of the eastbound lanes for those heading to Falmouth. The Western Water Resilience Improvement Project involves the installation of approximately 65 kilometers of major transmission pipelines under its first phase. It began in June and is aimed at strengthening water security and improving the reliability of water supply systems across sections of northwestern parishes. The work is being carried out by the Vinci Grants projects. Finally, in across Jamaica this morning in St. Andrew, residents of communities served by the National Water Commission's Constant Spring Network who did not receive supplies scheduled on Thursday are set to do so on Friday. NWC says distribution is expected to resume around 6 p.m. Impacted areas include West Avenue, Central Avenue, Honey Hill, upper sections of Constant Spring Road, Manningson Road, Roehampton, and nearby communities. It also includes Beverly Dale. It also includes Highland Drive, Upper Waterloo, Donmere, Patrick City, Queensborough, Queensberry, and Malines Road. NWC says Thursday's disruption in supply was due to mechanical issues affecting operations at the ferry facility. It said water trucks were deployed to the impacted areas to assist affected customers. That's it for Across Jamaica for this Friday morning.
Stop buying expensive toner cartridges. Global Ink is now selling new factory direct generic toners. Remove factory seals, install and print. Engineered to work first time, every time. Certified for use in HB and Brother printers. Worry-free, affordable printing for your peace of mind. Money saved is money earned. We deliver island-wide. 754-7444. Never run out of toner again. Global Ink. 754-7444.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10 or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Back to school season has a way of sneaking up on you. First, it's books, then uniforms, school shoes, a laptop, lunch money, tuition, and somehow the list just keeps getting longer. But here's the good news. Preparing your child for the new school year doesn't have to put your financial goals on hold. With a Barita Merchant Bank back-to-school loan, you can borrow $500,000 and above to finance tuition, books, uniforms, laptops, and other school essentials. You'll also enjoy low rates, reduced fees, and up to 5 years to repay, giving you the flexibility to prepare with confidence. Call 876-618-3455 or email banksales@barita.com or visit baritamerchantbank.com/school loans.
Informative, educational, insightful. Let's talk justice. Tackling topics like constitutional rights and reform, domestic violence, and rights issues that affect you. Let's talk justice. Starting Monday, August 3, Let's Talk Justice will be aired on Fridays at 1 to 2 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Call in, share your thoughts, be empowered, know your rights, and let's talk justice, ensuring access to justice for all, courtesy of Jamaicans for Justice.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 7 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 7 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Welcome back to Nationwide. This morning, The Big Show. I am Tamoy Campbell, and we're turning a new leaf. So, Bible Teachers International is taking its health outreach to the Trenchtown community this Saturday, August 15. The organization will host a community health fair at its location on 3rd Street, Wilton Hill Park, offering residents an opportunity to access a range of health and wellness services. For more on the health fair and what residents can expect, we're joined by Regional Bishop for Bible Teachers International, Bishop Lorna Wesley. Good morning to you, Bishop. All right, so we're waiting for the bishop. I can anticipate that this health fair will be something good, and oftentimes, right before back to school, we're often seeing a lot of health care or health fairs rather to give persons an opportunity to get medicals, checkups, and all manner of things. So I think this is something we can definitely look forward to. And if you're in the surrounding community, it is an opportunity for you to come on out, bring your family, bring the children, get pressure, your blood sugar, everything in between that you can definitely get sorted out as we anticipate back to school. I hope for those who are just joining us that you're in good spirits, because Sandra started us off on high energy, and I hope you're also looking forward to the weekend, whether it will be cricket or you're just going to relax this weekend. I certainly know that I will be taking this weekend to rest and relax, probably go to the cricket match, so maybe you see Sandra and I there. And now we're picking things up with Bishop Lorna Wesley. Good morning to you, Bishop.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Bishop, talk to us about the Bible Teachers International.
Okay, so Bible Teachers International has been established in Jamaica from around 1992.
Mm-hmm.
We are a subsidiary or entity of Marybanks Ministries.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 5 churches in Jamaica, 3 in Trench. We have one in Trenchtown,
Mm-hmm.
East Kingston area, Halfway Tree, our headquarters church. We have a church in Ocho, also one in Bath.
And,
Mm-hmm.
So what inspired Bible Teachers International to organize a health fair specifically for the Trenchtown community? And tell us what you're hoping to achieve.
Okay, so the Bible Teachers International Community Health and Dental Fair
Mm-hmm.
is an initiative of Marybanks Ministries, and this initiative began in 2023 under the leadership of our senior pastor there, Keitha Edmondson,
Mm-hmm.
and her team, her senior leaders. And it was born from a vision actually to bring healthcare, education, counseling, and practical assistance into the Trenchtown community.
Mm-hmm.
And the health fair really represents a fundamental belief that, ministry must reach beyond the 4 walls of the church.
Yes.
And just, respond to the needs of the people, not only just spiritual ways, but in practical ways also.
What's so unique about Trenchtown, Bishop? Because you did say you have branches in Ocho Rios, in Halfway Tree. So what made Trenchtown so special that you had to have it here?
Well, because for the obvious reasons that Trenchtown, it is a poverty-stricken area that's lacking in natural resources, opportunities for the young people to be educated and brought up to date with healthcare. It's very important, and we've been doing this from 2023, as I said, and the response has been awesome.
That's good.
Awesome. Hundreds of people turn out, and each year it gets bigger and bigger. And so for that reason, for sure, the compassion to just holistically touch the area
Yes.
that is so lacking.
Mm-hmm.
That is really the motivation for doing this.
I see. So, Bishop, tell us what health services and screenings will be available to the residents on Saturday, and who can participate.
Okay, well, let me do the last one first.
All right.
Everyone can come. Everyone. Now, on Friday, which is today, we kick off at 9 o'clock in the morning and it finished at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And today is specifically, though, for kids to the age, all the way into teenage age, up to 18 years old. And we're going to be having specifically a dental care for the children, where we will be doing, referrals, cleaning, as far as the dental care for the children's teeth is concerned. We'll be doing that. And we also have many rides for the kids, entertainment. We'll be giving complimentary snacks such as popcorn, hot dogs, juice. Oh, yes.
It's a fun day.
A big fun day for them, and we hope that the children will come because, dental care is really important when early intervention takes place.
Yes.
And for them to get a sense of that, because we do have clinics. The government does provide clinics for free dental care to bring even that to the fore, and that they, start paying attention to the importance of dental care at an early age.
You spoke to us about what the children will get, so the dental care, anything for the adults, the mommies, the daddies, what can they anticipate to see?
Not today.
Not today.
Not today, but tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow, Saturday, we also start at 9 o'clock in the morning and finish at 4 o'clock. And we will be having RGD will be there. The Minister of Justice will be there. They will be speaking on restorative justice on both days, actually.
Right.
Their blood pressure test, blood sugar, cholesterol, BMI, vision screening, ECG, diabetic health care. We'll be giving away food items, over-the-counter medicines. Several medical doctors for consultation will be there also.
Right.
That's Saturday.
Okay. And so, Bishop, you've been doing this for some time. You said it started in 2023. So I wanted to know, have you identified key health concerns within the area of Trenchtown and the surrounding communities?
Yes, I would say an awareness of even diet, because high blood pressure and diabetes is so prevalent.
Yes.
And for the people to be educated, even the need for exercise, the need for drinking more water than sugary drinks.
Yes.
Start precipitate and cause all kinds of comorbidities later on in life. But those two areas, with blood pressure, high blood pressure, and diabetes.
Okay, I see.
And dental care, which is we're really plugging.
I see. And just to reiterate, dental care, that's really for today, that's Friday, for the children 0 to 18. And tomorrow, we can have much more of the extensive, the blood pressure, the sugar testing. You said persons from the Ministry of Justice will be there as well. I think I got that right, correct, Bishop?
Yes, you did.
Absolutely.
Yes, you did.
So, is this intended to be a one-off initiative? I don't think so, but you can let us know. Or does Bible Teachers International plan to make this community outreach a regular part of its work, even expanding beyond the Trenchtown community?
Well, we're located also in East Kingston, on East Queen Street there. Our East Kingston Church is located there.
Yes.
And we do that too, and we'll be beefing that up, but for sure we're not stopping.
Yes.
And we want to target those areas, like I say, that are lacking in resources and even a mind to pay attention to these things. Oh, for sure. And something, Tamoy, we started this in 2023 in Trenchtown, and it's just amazing how it has grown. And I know this is nothing but the work of the Holy Spirit, because we have sponsors, and the sponsors are increasing because they're seeing the work. As first I could just mention, even the government of Jamaica, the Ministry of Health, how they have been so supportive, and just happy for this, and they feel like they're in good. The whole thing is in good hands.
Yes.
There's no, precipitated, motivation or any gain from it. And of course, the Ministry of Health wants to be able to do this throughout the island.
Yes.
And we have sponsors like Chase Fund. They provide the doctors. They take care of their what they need. And the Diabetes Association, Bravo Dental and Medical in St. Anne's Bay.
Yes.
They're on board. They will be here, and then the Ministry of Labor, National Health Fund will be here also. The Ministry of Health Dental Department has been a tremendous help. And Jamaica Caribbean Broilers, rather.
Yes.
We have food for the volunteers who will come out, the medical team, the nurses, the associations that will be doing blood tests. There'll be examinations, as I said, and cleaning and referrals. So we are so excited about how this thing is growing.
Yes.
And I have to say this, that there's a huge crowd that will come out, I know, because and like I said, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And there is so much peace and cooperation, love, an atmosphere of nothing but the Spirit of God, and we give Him all the glory and all the praise. And so, like I said, we're very excited about this. We have a Rise and Shine initiative, Rise and Shine, because it's early in the morning, where we have breakfast every other Saturday, not only in Trenchtown, in 6 other locations throughout Jamaica. Every other Saturday, where we do evangelistic work. And that, too, has been proven. I mean, just, the effect of the gospel that awakens people's consciousness to the love of God, where, few of us really reach out to communities like these.
Yes.
But we do that, and it's so gratifying, and it's the church there in Trenchtown is growing numerically and above all spiritually. And I have to add this for the benefits of it. When we go to a location or a region in Jamaica, the vision of our pastor, the founder and president, Dr. Mary Banks, is that we raise up, the young people to take leadership of the ministry.
Yes.
And if I were to line up the leaders that move in the Holy Spirit into Trenchtown, I don't think anybody is too much over 35. And they've come out of Trenchtown and powerful evangelists. They become born again of the Spirit, and they're leaders in the church, full of compassion. Their dedication to the gospel is just tremendous. And this is part of the vision that the Lord has given our founder. And so in all our communities.
With us, Bishop? All right, I think we lost Bishop there for a minute. But if you're definitely in the Trenchtown community or surrounding community, please go on out to the health fair. It is free. You can go today, or you can bring out the children 0 to 18, get dental screening done. And I hear that you are with us now, Bishop.
Yes.
All right, so quickly wrap up for us.
Well, all I have to say is come out Trenchtown. They are well aware of it.
Yes.
And I just want to say thanks to the Lord for all that He's doing, because it didn't make my tears come to my eyes even now, just to see the power of the gospel, the power of the love of God. And I just want to thank you for giving us this space to air, our goals and intentions in Trenchtown, in the inner city area.
Thank you so much. That was Bishop Lorna Wesley, Regional Bishop for Bible Teachers International, talking to us about the Trenchtown Community Health Fair. Bishop, we wish you all the best with the health fair for today and tomorrow. And listeners, please, if you're in the community, please go on out to the health fair. We take a quick break.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:21.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The Temperature by Fontana Pharmacy. it's all good inside is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston and also in Montego Bay, and 26 degrees Celsius in Cool Mandeville.
Fresh box shoes bring back the days of full-time fun at Sun and Blazer. Take a long sip, bust a big smile. Play with your friends, chill for a while. The simple thing that make life nice. Fresh box juice when it cold like ice. Enjoy the things you love the best. Treasure the memories, keep them fresh box juice. Yeah. Fresh box juice. Keep your memories fresh, yeah.
The Urban Development Corporation invites you to enjoy your Jamaica at the first staging of Bonfire Saturdays this Saturday, August 15. It's Island Vibes at Otrius Bay Beach from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Musical juggling by DJ Lollipop alongside DJ Speckle. Admission $1,000 pre-sold, $1,200 at the gate. Get your tickets today at UDC's head office downtown Kingston, Otrius Bay Beach in St. Anne, or on Instagram at UDC Jamaica. Must be 18 years or older to drink. ID required. Drink responsibly. It's Bonfire Saturdays, August 15. Otrius Bay Beach. Be there.
That Megamart receipt could be worth more than you think. Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. WhatsApp a picture of your receipt and your name to the number provided, and you could be one of our weekly winners in Pick Your Win. Every week, one winner at each Megamart store gets the exciting chance to choose the household appliance, home decor, bedding, or wall art of their choice. Don't just shop. Shop for the chance to pick your win. Promotion runs until September 5th, 2026. Only at Megamart. Best value by far. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Conditions apply.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 7 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 7 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Informative, educational, insightful. Let's talk justice. Tackling topics like constitutional rights and reform, domestic violence, and rights issues that affect you. Let's talk justice. Starting Monday, August 3, Let's Talk Justice will be aired on Fridays at 1 to 2 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Call in, share your thoughts, be empowered, know your rights, and let's talk justice, ensuring access to justice for all, courtesy of Jamaicans for Justice.
Turn up the heat with Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classifieds feature. If you have a car for sale, room for rent, or yard sale come up. If you look at work or need stuff. If you provide a service, make it a Hot Listing, Nationwide 90 FM's new on-air and online classified segment. Your listing plays again and again. From morning till evening. You sing it, we play it. You say it once, Jamaica hears it all day, every hour. Contact our sales team now at 876-630-1210 or sales at nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Hot Listings on Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media. bacchanal. I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere. As soon as I was introduced to carnival, they say I loose all down on the ground, walking up my bottom and it dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose it. Was never a party at my school bazaar I used to go, but since I was introduced to bacchanal, they say I lose. When I drop it hot and I wind it on top the speaker box and I grind it and I don't want to stop and they call it. Stop, come on, yeah. But I lose it on, lose it, I sweeter than juice it. This carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose away, get loose away, get loose away, loosen your way, fill them with the bass. There's no place I'd rather be than in a fest, having a time. For those who have eyes to see me acting up and winding loose. All down on the ground, walking up the bottom and it dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose it.
All right, you know what time it is. It is our special call-in segment on a Friday where in between every call, of course, we're going to have some musical jams keeping you going, and that is what we're going to do. So our numbers are 6309371, 6309372, 6309373, 6309374, and 6186730. So that's 6309371 to 4 and 6186730. And while we get those calls in, of course, we've spoken about a lot of things this week. We know you have your commentary. We know you have things you want to share with us and with your other listeners. Of course, we want to give you that opportunity, but we are having a special call jam segment. That is what we're calling it, the call jam segment. And of course, Mr. King is going to be playing that while we get another caller, a caller to come in and tell us your perspective in our call jam segment on Fridays right here on Nationwide this morning.
My hands, yeah, cause it goes on and on and on, and it goes on and on and on, yeah. I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying, ayo, gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying, ayo, baby, let's go. Cause we gon' rock this club, we gon' go all night, we gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Cause I told you once, now I told you twice, we gon' light it up like it's dynamite. I got a feeling.
While we feel like tonight is going to be a good night, we're going to take a break and then we'll be right back with you at that 8:30 mark. So stick with us.
Good night, I'm feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
Rebuild with standards, rebuild with confidence. Test your blocks, concrete, cement, aggregates, and other building materials at the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. The BSJ, building a nation, test by test. The time by the BSJ is
8:30.
Feel the rhythm of nature at the world-famous Duns River Falls and Park, one of Jamaica's most iconic experiences. The temperature by the Urban Development Corporation is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 31 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and 26 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
From the farmers in the fields, to the bakers who prepare it, to the teams that deliver every day, Juicy is built by Jamaicans. To our partners, thank you for standing with us. Juicy Patties, serious Jamaican food.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, leave a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice. God me say you watch you over me practice.
next one. I don't know if you know this one, but if you don't know this one, then you're gonna learn this one. Pull this one down. I hear that Elaine is on the line with us in our Call Jam segment right here on a Friday Nationwide this morning. Good morning to you, Elaine.
Good morning, Elaine.
Hi, Sandra and TC.
What's going on today,
Tell
Elaine?
me, Sandra. When you come in on in the morning, are you select the song them to give King?
Just cool now, man.
No, because I always know anytime you're coming on, I can say Sanjay coming on. Just jump up, Sanya. Wait.
It's like him say, Elaine.
It's
No,
the
jump
energy.
up,
I have
team.
to, I have to get the energy going, you know. I have to get the juices flowing. Yes.
I can know when George coming on and when you coming on. Always when you hear the jump up, you hear me and Sanjay coming on. And is it me call to tell you because, you know, I want to tell you a long time. I can't know the difference between you and
George.
George. When George song coming out, yes, George going to work. When Sanjay, yes, man, Sanjay coming out, just jump up.
Well, at least I know I have you jumping, Elaine. Jumping for joy.
Hey, all right.
All right, thank you, Elaine. Of course, we're going into that next song right after Elaine in our Call Jam segment. As you hear, is where jump up play when I come on. Yeah. King, play that one.
My one solution is my queen, cause she stays strong. Yeah. She is always in my corner, right there when I wanna. All these other
I see somebody in the chat saying we are Jamaicans and have a lot of great music. Can we please play our music and give our artists the respect? Guess what?
That's all we don't know.
Guess what?
This is from Omi.
Guess the nationality of Omi. He's just as a matter of fact, King, I want you to play. I was a DJ.
Where do you go down to need my love, baby? Why can't you come on and let us play? When are you going to come my way? What sort of things they've been telling you? I got to stop them from compelling you, girl. They just won't stop me from getting you. Give me a try.
If you're calling in our Call Jam segment, it is 630-937-124 and 618-6730. We have a tight time to take calls because the music is going and Mr. King is going to drop this one. You know this one? You know this one? Tell me you know this one.
Woman, I need you like never before. African woman, you're the one I adore. I need you like never before. And when you're with me, I feel so.
If you're celebrating your anniversary today, this is the song that you ought to play for your wife. Secrets from the book. Yeah. I just read that one out of the book for you.
Listen up. Don't you matter what people might say, black woman, you're my everything. I need you, girl, every night and day to give me my love, that's the very thing. So let us stay together, we can make things better. Look at the joy we bring. And life is what we prefer, goodness is what I refer. To tread on the wings of wings. Friends, come and tell you it. Listen, girlfriend, I'm the one that you deserve. So let me take you by your hands. Both of us will walk the earth. Love come first. Don't you know what life really worth? I need you like never before. African woman, you're the one I adore. I need you like never before.
We're seeing all the dancing emojis in the chat, of course. I'm gonna ask you to play this next one, Mr. King. I'm going to, pull this one out. Yes. See if they know this one. You know this one? As Elaine said, if you're willing to jump up, it's Friday, and you have to jump for joy. You know this one?
Are you satisfied? Wipe the tears from your eyes. I'm all alone, still you go. I was telling a lie. Are you satisfied? No one's with me.
Annie Smith says her favorite song, this one.
Only Jah, and he's always by my side. Pretty little woman, don't you trust me no more. You don't have to break down my door. I'm all alone. Come inside and you will see there's no one here but me. If Jah is by my side, I won't hide. I won't hide.
Blessing. Good morning to you.
Morning, Blessing.
Good morning.
How are you this morning? You're calling your call and jam segment, yeah?
Yeah, but you know what? I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
that property that they take today is the marriage.
Yes.
Of my Chubani, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is there an owner for that property?
Yes. Yes.
No, I know that there's a name.
Mm-hmm.
So it is known to the public who is the owner of the property.
Not that I am aware of. I think what happens, it's in the name of a entity, actually, not a person. Mm-hmm.
Well, Sandra, I think it is very important
Mm-hmm.
to know who is the owner of that property. Then everybody can know who is the mastermind behind the demolition more than blaming government and others.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're talking conscious.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
the owner is very important, and why it is unknown. Well, that's why I said, I spoke with George yesterday, and I said, that's why this is political motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Reason being, I start Krima first after it happened. He come out to say, Tova cannot, remember, I say it's not politics, you know. Tova cannot will not see there again with what has happened. So to me, it sounds like it's some made up thing to carry down Andrew Omen. But I have a message for Andrew. Andrew, please don't go in the gutter with them. Don't let it scare up your blood pressure. Just concentrate on what you are doing. Please don't make these things deter from doing what you are doing. You hear, Uncle Andrew? Please. And I think it is very important to know who is the owner of the property. Start from A to Z to know, and there you know everybody can do the investigation, find out who is the owner. Right?
We hear your
That's-
blessing. We hear
Yeah,
you.
that is, yeah, that is nice. That is nice.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
blessing.
you people have a nice day.
You too,
Blessing.
You too. Drop
Yeah.
this one, Jermaine, as blessing comes off the line. Drop this one.
If Jah is by my side, I won't hide. No, I won't hide.
Jermaine,
Mr. Junior.
they said they wanted to bring it a little more reset. They want you to get into some of the chronics and the new age.
Well, while Germany is getting the new age. Good morning to you, Marlon.
Morning, Marlon.
Good morning, Sandra. Good morning. Yeah, pertaining to that chaos that is going on down in Trelawney.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am a little bit disappointed with the opposition.
Mm-hmm. Tell
You
us
know,
why.
I don't understand why everything that happened in Jamaica, the opposition try to politicize it and blame the government.
No,
You know,
no, you understand why, man, Marlon.
no,
You understand
what I'm
why,
saying.
man.
I understand,
Yeah,
but
man, you understand why.
you know, what they are trying to do,
Mm.
politics is over now.
Yeah.
Politics is over. We had an election last year, and I don't believe we're going to have any until the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
These people, they need help. It makes no sense we go there and blaming the government and blaming stuff. What we need to do is find a way to assist the people. If they don't own the land, if the land is not for them,
Mm-hmm.
the land is just not for them. Somebody bought the land.
Well, somebody has, it's a long-standing dispute, and I think the facts of it show that the dispute is long-standing, and if they know that, and then they build structures on it, that, of course, if the court ruled in a particular way, that gives right to the owners to pursue certain actions.
My brother.
And I agree with you. The conversation needs to move beyond. As a matter of fact, there's no need for conversation. It moves beyond all of this political diatribe, as I'd call it, where I agree with you. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary, Marlon. But you see, the thing is, and we have to admit, there is a posturing and positioning of the opposition, even before elections, in the last term, where a number of us who analyze the politics would be saying, this is quite odd. Everything is laying blame, and everything is at the government's feet. But it won't stop, because the opposition is the opposition, and they've crafted this look of themselves. This is the look and feel of our current oppositions. I don't have any expectation of difference. What I'll say, though, is that well-thinking people will look on and understand the nuances of this situation. Regrettable situation, yes, it is. But the nuances are that the law is the law. There was a ruling, and people who have their private property, they can act in a particular way if it's a case where the ruling is in favor of them. And that's just the reality of it.
That is what I'm saying, my brother. The law is the law. And what I noticed with the opposition is not only the PNP alone. I'm not going to blame them alone. But at this time, I'm going to blame them because they are the one in opposition. I noticed what they do. They played upon the ignorance of most of our people, because they know that most of our people does not understand what is going on. So they go around and speak politically so that they can hate the other government, so that when election comes around, they have a better chance to win. But we cannot develop a country like that.
Yeah, I have to cut you there, though, Marlon, because I have another call and we only have less than a minute.
Okay, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you. No problem, Marlon. Who do we have as our final caller this morning in our call jam segment? Good morning.
Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, who do we have this morning?
Brian.
Morning,
to you,
Brian.
What's on your mind this morning?
A lot, but you have to make it fast.
You have to make it short of 30 seconds. You have it so much.
Listen, well-thinking Jamaican people, think wise and think the right way. Right is right. We can't use wrong and be right. Or when they state it clear that the government had nothing to do with these people still running with negativity. Why? Come on, Jamaican people. It is wrong. If we got our property and you can find a man wake up and say a lot of people running, and what do I do? You have to stop them. Well, I'm telling you, we won't do that. And we won't let it happen, because watch now, we have to stop it somewhere. It has to stop. It has to stop.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Brian.
I want to stand out and look at things to George, because George, on your thing that you get the other day, big up yourself and don't stop. I'm not telling Satan says so. Tell us true. Satan says so. Big up yourself, George.
All right, thank you, Brian, for joining us. We're going for a break, listeners. After this, we'll continue our music, but we will be going to our birthdays. Stick with us.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:47.
It's pressure. Let me give you some love and affection. You got my attention. You need no correction. Major poor blessings in your direction. You got my
so long I've been waiting to be with you all alone. I've been anticipating. The first time we kissed was breathtaking. And girl, we got a bright future in the making. Oh, when we are together, my heart feels so much better. Girl, I need you and that's no lie. Whenever that we make love, I arrange that you take us. And I'm so glad that I made you mine.
Yeah, yeah, you are my African queen. Ooh, Lord, just like the sun, light up the earth.
Alright, it's that time of the morning. It's time for our birthdays and anniversaries. Starting us off, we want to wish happy birthday greetings to Bradley Clark. This is coming from your mother, SSP Lindsay, your sister, Brittany Clark, brother, Deshaun Hurd, your grandma, and the entire family. Love you loads. So, Bradley, we hope you have a great day today. Happy birthday coming from your family. Also, happy birthday to Herma Bonnie, also known as Miss Olive. It's coming from your son Wayne, Pam, Natalie, and Miss Daphne. Hope you enjoy your day. And we're also sending birthday greetings for Garcia Williams from Longville Park in Clarendon, a very devoted neighbor. You're celebrating your birthday tomorrow. And greetings also coming from Maxine Brown and the rest of your neighbors. So happy birthday to you, Lady Garcia. Looking over to our friends on Facebook, happy birthday greetings going out to Raphael Lewis, Charlene Roberts, Annette Lamont, and Hez He Booth. Also, Charles Lewis, you're celebrating your birthday today. Nats Hutchinson, happy birthday to you. Dwayne Larmond and Ruth Bennett, happy birthday. And we're keeping the birthday energy going because today is Kelly Cunningham's birthday, Susan Gordon and Kim Parry, Patricia Gapsard and Annette Lamont. So happy birthday to you. And running out our friends on Facebook, Jess Aiko, Stulisha Everfresh, and Denise Scott. Happy birthday to you all.
Kerry Mack over here on YouTube saying Saturday is my cousin's birthday. Sending happy birthday to Annalicia Williams, Destiny, celebrating her 14th birthday. Wishing you long life, health, and strength. Love you loads from Tanya in the USA. Sending you a very special happy birthday. Annalicia, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
And then Arlene Rose saying happy birthday blessings to my awesome, handsome grandson, Malik Mackenzie, who also related to his awesome mom, I'm sure Terrelong, aka Cher, who celebrated yesterday in Queens, New York. Malik, it's your birthday. Sending a very special happy birthday greetings to you. James Torres saying happy birthday to Bradley. Bradley, it's your birthday. A very special happy birthday to you. And Gary Ibanks saying happy birthday to Serena Gordon. Love you, enjoy from Uncle Gary. So Serena Gordon, it's your birthday. Uncle Gary saying happy birthday to you, Serena. Very special happy birthday going out to you. Of course, it's your day, it's your birthday. And Jennifer Phillips saying happy birthday to Mrs. Beverly Hilton. So we're saying happy birthday to you, Beverly. We hope you enjoy your day and we hope you have many more years of life, love, and success. And that's coming from Jennifer Phillips over there.
Happy birthday.
Charmaine Walker saying it's Ramblin' Rose's birthday. Ramblin' Rose!
Happy birthday to you, Ramblin' Rose.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday, Ramblin' Rose.
Birthday.
It is your day, and of course, we wish you the absolute best today and every day after today. Of course, we know it is your day. Happy birthday. Maxine Bisesa, I hear it's your birthday. Maxine Bisesa, ODJP, it's your birthday from out in Manchester. We're wishing you a very, 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 very Montego Bay, actually. Montego Bay's finest. Who told me Manchester? You see, we had to test if you were listening or not. Montego Bay's finest. Maxine Bisesa, ODJP, you are celebrating your birthday today, and we're wishing you a very, very special happy birthday, VIB. Very important birthday, Maxine. And we wish for you many, many, many more years of life, love, success, enjoyment, family, laughter, health, and everything that the world has to offer. We wish you many, many more
when
years.
Maxine get all of that, no money left in us, Andre.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you,
happy
Maxine.
Birthday to you. So for those who are celebrating their anniversaries as well, as I said, I had sent some suggestions from the book of a song that you can play earlier. So if you missed it, you missed it, and that's on you. But if you're celebrating your birthday, of course I always speak to the men, the husbands, to say, you need to make her feel special. I know the wives will do their thing, but sometimes you just need to show up, as a man, and just ensure that she feels special on that day. But that's all the time we have for our birthdays. If you're celebrating your birthday today, tomorrow, over the weekend, and we missed you, happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy anniversary to you. Congratulations to you for whatever you're going to do well at today. It's Friday. I'm excited, and we just want to wish you the best.
Alright, so it's that time where all good things must come to an end. So we're winding down, but we have to give a lot of thanks to our super editor, Kimon Thompson, Tana Thomas in the newsroom, our technical director, Jermaine King, our videographer, Nigel Austin, our producer, our amazing producer, Michelle McRae Smith, our listeners, our viewers, our sponsors, you in the YouTube land. Thank you so much for tuning today. My name is Tomoy Campbell.
I'm Sandra Roden. Happy weekend, everybody. It's Friday.
Good morning to you.
Pick up on yourself later.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
We both know that there is no